the sports complex here in KC. Cars driving in, fans still filing into their seats here in the ballpark, so maybe a bit of a late arriving crowd, but it'll be a big crowd here for tonight's game as we check out Tony La Russa's lineup. Brought to you by the Harlem Globetrotters Summer Youth Basketball Camp, coming to Kansas City June 6th to the 10th. Visit harlemglobetrotters.com. David Eckstein at short. Larry Walker's the DH. Kansas City product Albert Pujols at first. Jim Edmonds in center. John Mabry in right. Mark Grudzelanek at second base. Abraham Nunez at third. So Taguchi in left field. And Yadier Molina is the catcher, batting ninth for St. Louis. Albert Pujols getting it all done again this year with the power numbers and the batting average. And on the mound for the Royals tonight will be number 23 right there, Mr. Zack Grienke.
And we talk about all the youngsters on the Royals team are going to see the I-70 series for the first time. This is not the case for Zack Grienke. He pitched against the Cardinals in this ballpark last year. You see the 0-4 record, the impressive earned run average, terrific. Strikeout to walk ratio has given up just 3 home runs this year. The Royals have him as the leader in quality starts. He's got 5 quality starts in his 8 starts so far this season. So leads the Royals in a number of categories.
Check the Royals defensive alignment behind Zach. Around the horn, brought to you by Dodge. Grab live by the horn.
Royals will line up in their outfield with Terrence Long in left field. Eli Marrero gets the start in center field tonight. David Days is still not able to go. Emil Brown plays right field. Mark Tian at third base. It's Angel Burrow at shortstop. Tony Graffinino back in there at second base this evening. Mike Sweeney has the start at first base. John Buck will do the catching. Graffinino on quite a hitting streak. He's hit an 8 straight and hits during that stretch. In fact, he scored a lot of runs recently. He scored runs in 7 of the last 9 Royals games.
Well, here we go. The first of 3 over the weekend. Kansas City and St. Louis. Interim manager Bob Schaefer in the Royals dugout directing things here tonight. Schaefer has seen some interesting ball games as the interim manager.
Well, they're 4-4 under Bob Schaefer. Zack Grienke gets the start this evening. He is a conventional pitcher in that he throws fastball, curveball, slider, and straight changeup. Fastballs, he'll go 4-seam fastball, usually in the low to mid-90s. 2-seam fastball, he'll sink it, get a little more sinking action on that one. Don't throw it quite as hard, but fastball is the key for him. He wants to throw more of those this evening than what he did, say, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. The curveball, the changeup comes off the fastball.
And a look at the pitcher's grips, brought to you by the DeLusso Deli Company. No other name says quality like DeLusso Deli products. Available at Hy-Vee, the exclusive grocer of RSTN. We'll see how Zach fares here in the top of the first inning. The leadoff batter, the former Anaheim Angel, now the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, but when he was there, they were the Anaheim Angels. David Eckstein, the leadoff spot. He takes over for Edgar Renteria, who left St. Louis, came over to the American League, and now this guy is in the leadoff position playing shortstop for the Cardinals.
And Eckstein was one of the more popular players that the Angels had playing there in the Big A. Fans out there still miss him. They were talking about Eckstein when we were out there the first week of the season. Missing this little spark plug shortstop. What a terrific on-base percentage he has this year. 385 on-base percentage.
Good leadoff man. A 299 career average against Royals pitching as well for the little shortstop, Eckstein. He has not, however, faced Zack Grienke prior to this moment. And that's going to be a base hit up the line and cut off out there by Emil Brown, and he'll hold Eckstein to a single. So the Cardinals often swinging here in the top of the first inning.
Well, Zack Grienke wants to pitch down in the strike zone. Be aggressive with his fastball. Trust his stuff. You see John Buck set up on the outside part of the plate. That breaking ball stays about belt high. Eckstein stays on top. Look how far Sweeney is off the line. They don't expect him to take the ball up the right field line. They expect him to hit the ball in the hole between first and second. So Sweeney shades to his right. Cost him a little bit on that play. If he's playing more straight up, probably would have been able to make that grab.
Now the veteran Larry Walker rips one to right, and it's over the head of Emil Brown and up against the fence out there. Eckstein to third, Walker to second. That is the Sun field out there, just the deepest part of right field, and Walker a line drive over the head of Emil Brown for a double.
Emil does not play a deep right field. He's playing in pretty shallow, just challenging everybody. I don't think the sun was a factor on this. I think it's Larry Walker just hitting a low laser right there and hit it over the head of Emil Brown. He just could not retreat fast enough. Let's get back, try to play the hop off the base of the wall in right field. The bullpen gates it. Sun might be a factor for the next 15 minutes or so, but shouldn't be a problem after that.
That broken 0 for 9 stretch for Larry Walker. Now here is Albert Pujols. And what a job he's done against his hometown team. Albert, a .387 average against Royal pitching. 5 homers, 19 runs batted in. Second and third, nobody out for St. Louis here in the top of the first inning. Well, Larry Walker with that ringing double and making his first ever appearance here at Kauffman Stadium. Of course, he was with Montreal and the Rockies until moving over to St. Louis last year. Did not play here in interleague games.
Royals did play against him out in Colorado. He was a member of the Rockies at that time, so not the first time they've seen him. Didn't see much of him that time. Just saw a lot of his number headed for second.
1-1 the count here to Pujols. Cardinals a great chance to grab the early lead. In for strike, 1-2 to Albert. Pujols, for a big slugger, doesn't strike out much. He normally puts the ball in play.
No glaring weaknesses in his ball game offensively. Just try to move the ball around and change speeds. Royals have the infield back. They concede a run for an opportunity to ground ball right here.
Pujols, does he represent some power up there? He digs in on the right side. Now time is called. Albert, a .329 average, a dozen 2-base hits, 11 home runs. He's driven in 35. What a sensational start to his career. I mean, numbers that unbelievable. First 4 seasons, being compared to the likes of Ted Williams, Joe DiMaggio for his run-producing ability early in his major league career. The 1-2 pitch. Don Buck set up outside, and Zack missed with it, so 2-2 now to Pujols.
This would be a real good matchup right here because Zack can execute a game plan. Get ahead of a hitter, and that last little breaking ball right there starts on the plate. Just break it outside just a bit and give Pujols a chance to get himself out. Didn't happen. Where Zack goes now on the 2-2.
Pujols 1 for 2 last year against Grienke. That's a ball pulled foul. It's still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grienke touched for 2 base hits here to start the ball game.
Some guys don't get off to quick starts, but that hasn't been the case with Zack this year. First inning runs, with just 1 run allowed so far, and it was unearned. It's an 8 start so far this year.
2 balls, 2 strikes here to Pujols, with Cardinal runners at second and third to begin the ball game. He belts one down the line, but he pulled it foul and out of play. Boy, did he put on a show in batting practice. He hit some drives way up in the seats in left field.
He takes his position in that last hitting group. He knows that a lot of the fans come to see him. Zack's last pitch, change up, get it inside part of the plate. Really tough to keep that ball fair. Pujols well out in front of it. Zack already working both sides of the plate and changing speeds against the number 3 hitter for St. Louis.
Wind here tonight blowing in from right field as we begin the ball game. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Pujols. Oh, that Zack changed speeds, but there I mentioned he has great ability to make contact. Doesn't strike out much and spoiled a pretty good pitch right there.
And this is that slow curve ball, upper 60 mile an hour with that curve. Now, it did stay up in the zone a little bit, and you see he's got Pujols out in front, but Pujols adjusts. He can adjust things at the plate just like Zack can on the mound. Battle continues.
Pujols out of Fort Osage High School. Got him looking. Call strike 3. There's the first out of the ball game as Grienke gets strike 3 past Albert Pujols.
How about throw the breaking ball right at him and have it pick up the inside corner? When you get an extended at bat against a quality hitter, you'd like to be able to save a trick for that final pitch, and Zack had one right there. Throws him with the hook. First out tonight.
The runners remain in scoring position, second and third. Now the number 4 hitter, Jim Edmonds, comes up, the veteran center fielder. Off to another good start, a .290 average with 7 homers, 24 batted in.
Yeah, that .290 average, he's about .330 for the month of May. In fact, the Cardinals leading all of baseball with their team average this month, just above .290 overall as a team. This is one of the hottest offensive teams in all of baseball right now.
Edmonds lifetime 300 against the Royals, including 8 lifetime home runs. And the ball almost got away from John Buck, but he's able to spear it. Ball 2, 2-0. Edmonds with 7 home runs this year, now with 309 for his career. You think of him, and rightfully so, as the great defensive outfielder, but he's quite a offensive player as well. Now he's got a great hitter's count, 2-0. 3-0 now. And you know, here a guy like Edmonds would have the green light on 3-0 if it's to his liking. Guy Hansen, the Royals pitching coach, watching one of his pupils work here, Zack Grienke. Ball strike, and he didn't just throw it over the heart of the plate either. 3-1 now.
Some pitchers have to really give in a lot to find the strike zone, but Zack does not give in much right there. The tailing action on that fastball.
So now it's also a dangerous 3-1 pitch here to Jim Edmonds. The count has gone full. 3-2 here to the veteran Edmonds, who now 34 years old. He'll be 35 in a couple of months. Big leaguer since he joined the Angels back in '93.
Guy Hansen has seen his guy fall behind 3 balls, no strikes, make quality pitches. First one on the outside corner, the next one in on the inside edge to get the foul ball. Has he got another trick for Edmonds like he had for Pujols?
Single and a double started the inning for St. Louis. Then Pujols was called out on strikes. And that's ball 4 to Edmonds. A little bit low, so the bases are loaded for St. Louis here in the top of the first. Another left-handed batter will be up there, John Mabry, who is the right fielder tonight for the Redbirds.
How about his numbers? Pretty good
impressive.
balance right there.
He's a good hitter. Has always been a good hitter and a very versatile guy. Plays several spots defensively, and he's giving Larry Walker a half a night off for Tony La Russa. Walker serving as the designated hitter.
And what concerns you about Mabry right here is his reputation as a clutch hitter.
And he socks one to right field. Way back. And it is a grand slam home run. That's his 3rd home run of the year and the first career grand slam home run for John Mabry of the Cardinals. And just like that, it's a 4-0 game. Wasn't much doubt about that one when it left the bat.
Well, he hit it into the teeth of the wind. Very comfortable here at Kauffman Stadium tonight. Down and out over the plate. Mabry wants at least a fly ball right here. Well, he got that and a whole lot more. Just over the top of the fence to the left of the Royals bullpen. Neil Brown to the top of the wall, couldn't haul it back in.
So the Cardinals cash the big one right there. Now Mark Grudzielanek will be the batter. Carries a 5-game hitting streak and a .348 average into tonight. Mabry had 8 runs batted in. Now he has 12. After that drive to right field. Yeah, right into that wind, but plenty of distance. 1-1 now to the veteran second baseman. Boy, a tough start here tonight for Zack. He got the strikeout of Pujols, but then loaded the bases with a walk, and then the next man belts one out of the park. When Mark Mulder goes to the mound in the bottom of the first, he will have a fairly comfortable lead. Way out in front is Grudzielanek, 2-2 now.
Zack's last ball game was Sunday against Tampa Bay. Went 6 2/3 innings, gave up just 1 run in that ball game. Came out with a no decision. Hansen, the Royals pitching coach, looking on.
Little bouncer to Sweeney, who bobbled it for second, but then flips over to Zack for the putout. 2 gone now. There's kind of a knuckleball off the bat down toward the Royal first baseman. Sweeney.
Zack came back with another breaking ball right here, right off the end of the bat of Grudzielanek. A sideways spin on it. See how that ball kicked to Michael's right. Got to get your body squarely in front of that, just like Sweeney did. Kind of like his catching days. Use your body to knock it down.
2 out, nobody on, and now the Cardinal third baseman Abraham Nunez will be the batter, and he grounds one to Royals second baseman Graffinino, who throws him out, and the inning is over. But 3 hits and a walk, including a grand slam, 4-0. Royals down by 4 as the Royals bat for the first time in the bottom of the first inning. Let's check Royals lineup presented by Williams Foods. Bring on the flavor. Available at Hy-Vee, exclusive grocer of RSTN. Baroa at short, Graffinino at second, Sweeney at first, Emil Brown in right, former Cardinal Eli Marrero in center, Matt Diaz the DH, Terrence Long in left, rookie Mark Tian in third, John Buck the catcher, will bat ninth. On a long-time Royal nemesis on the mound tonight for the visiting Cardinals. Mark Mulder, who's 8-1 lifetime against KC, 10 starts, an 8-1 record, and a 2.40 earned run average against Kansas City.
Royals did get on him last year for the first time in his career.
Well, there's a start. Baroa rips a single into right center field. Let's go around the horn with the Cardinals, brought to you by Dodge. Grab life by the horn.
Cardinals have one of the best defenses in the National League. They'll line up like this. So Taguchi is their left fielder alongside Jim Edmonds. John Mabry plays right field. Albert Pujols, Mark Rezolanic on the right side of the Cardinal infield. It's David Eckstein, Abraham Nunez on the left side. Yadier Molina will do the catching.
Here is Graffinino, who comes in with an 8-game hitting streak, and he's the second baseman tonight, down too low for a ball. Graff, a .295 lifetime hitter against Cardinal pitching, but had a lot of luck against Mulder, 3 out of 17 in their previous matchups. There's the base runner, Angel Baroa. See if the Royals could get on the board in inning number 1. Gonna move over to first. Baroa gets back.
Mulder will get his share of picks throughout the course of the season. One of the better left-handed moves in all of baseball, and he throws to first base a lot. Mulder comes into play tonight on a current 5-game winning streak. His only loss this year was way back in mid-April against Cincinnati.
Mulder is with the Cardinals. Tim Hudson now at Atlanta. So when we see the Oakland A's for the first time, Barry Zito is still there from that great trio, but they'll have a different look in their starting rotation without these guys.
Cardinals gave up quite a bit to get Mulder on their club. 3 players in the deal. Kiki Calero, a relief pitcher. Dan Herron, young hard-throwing right-hander, now a member of the A's.
There's the strike. 2-1 now to Graffinino.
Mulder was the starter and the winner in the All-Star game last year, pitching for the American Leaguers, of course. 2-time All-Star. He was also on the 2003 All-Star team.
He was a 17-game winner last year. Michigan State product. Had 5 complete games a year ago, including a shutout. 2-1 to Graff. And a chopping ground ball. Out at second, out at first, double play, and that wipes out that leadoff hit. Rezolanic started it, fielding the bouncer near the bag. So now 2 out, nobody on. Cardinals have a different look up the middle on the infield this year, but they still have good defenders.
Well, Edgar Renteria had been their Gold Glove shortstop. Tony Womack was their second baseman last year, so those 2 middle infielders change up this year, but still pretty solid up the middle. And may have to be tonight against Mulder, because Mulder gives up a lot of ground balls. He's a good sinker ball pitcher.
Rezolanic, the second baseman. Now here's Sweeney. Michael, a 13-game hitting streak. And a strike over the outer edge. Sweeney 8 for 31 against Mulder.
Michael just playing the last couple days. Schaefer an extra day or 2 getting him back into the lineup. Wanted to make sure that oblique strain that he had was going to be a thing of the past.
4-0 St. Louis here in the first inning. John Mabry, grand slam home run for the visitors. 1-1 now to Sweeney. Mike at .326 on the year. 9 homers, 29 batted in, and .294 lifetime against St. Louis. Two out, nobody on here in the bottom of the first. And now 2-1. not only back in the lineup, but also serving as the first baseman.
Royals have swung the bats pretty well since Bob Schaefer has been in as the interim manager. About a 270 team batting average and averaging just under 6 runs per outing. Take at least that here tonight. Mulder with the straight change up right there. Fastball, breaking ball, straight change. Also uses a split finger pitch. Had a ball game against the Royals last year where he hit 3 batters. Wasn't trying to hit anybody, but cut fastballs, running it in on the hands of right-handed hitters.
The count has gone the distance. Mulder, big tall guy out there, 6'6", 215. Still only just 27 years old. So really moving into the prime of his career. And Neil Brown on deck if Sweeney can get on here. Here's the payoff. And it's ball 4. So Mike really didn't get much in the way of hittable pitches right there. He goes to first. Bob Schaefer, the interim manager. 4-4 with him in that role. Now here's Neil Brown, who spent some time, in fact, spring training a year ago with the Cardinal organization. So he'll know most of these players. Neil with 5 home runs. He slugged one here yesterday, a 3-run shot against the Orioles, his 5th on the year. He's driven in 15 runs now.
Emil Brown had a good spring training for the Cardinals last year. In fact, it looked like he was going to make their ball club, and then just as that season started, they were able to make a trade with the New York Reds for Roger Cedeno. Cedeno made their ball club, and Emil went back to the minor leagues.
1 strike to count here to the Royals right fielder. And to right field, a base hit. Well, how big was that double play? Royals have 2 on with 2 out, and Neil Brown comes through with a 2-out single.
Well, Emil Brown does a nice job of covering the outside part of the plate. Royal hitters should see a lot of pitches away to try to neutralize any kind of power they might have. Mulder probably going to try to keep the ball down, let the sinking action take over. If you stay away, you've got a great chance to keep it in the ballpark, especially to the right-handed hitters, the way the wind's blowing in here this evening. Love to get a clutch hit right here early on to let St. Louis know that offensively you're right in this game.
2 on, 2 out here to Eli Marrero. And a foul ball tapped to the left side, strike 1. Eli spent a good portion of his big league career in a Cardinal uniform.
7 years in St. Louis with the Cardinals. Played all over the place, just like he is so far this year with the Royals.
Last year, of course, Eli was with the Atlanta Braves. Came up to the Cards in '97. Very versatile. Came up as a catcher. Of course, played in the outfield at first base for the Royals. He's in center field tonight. One after they pitch up in the zone and fail to connect. 0-2 now.
Eli hoping to break out of a current 0-for-6 stretch.
Hitting 179. He does have 4 home runs and 4 doubles among his 14 hits. Boy, in a big hole here. 0-2 to a talented pitcher. And it's they'll throw to first base, and that's that. It'll be a strikeout, but the ball was dropped. They throw to first. Inning over. Royals strand a couple. It is 4-0. Unusual for the Redbirds. Check out run differential in innings 1 and 2, and the Cardinals #1 in that category. They're used to playing with the lead, aren't they?
Well, you know, the White Sox had that tremendous stretch at the beginning of the season, led in every ball game up until the middle of May.
Tony La Russa, the Cardinal manager, in his 10th year in St. Louis after a long run not only with the Chicago White Sox, but of course the Oakland A's. Now so Taguchi, the left fielder, will lead off. Then it'll be Yadier Molina, the #9 hitter. Then at the top of the order, and David Eckstein. Cardinals got 3 hits and a walk in that first inning. And there's a fly ball to left field. Terrence Long started back, then comes in to make the play out #1. Well, don't miss your chance to team up with Royals Charities in the fight against breast cancer. Fans can donate $5 and receive a limited edition pink Royals bracelet. The bracelet's only available here at the ballpark team store. So Come on out to Kauffman Stadium this weekend. Get your very own pink Royals bracelet. One gone here in the top of the second. 81 degrees at game time tonight. Breeze blowing in from right field. And a drive by Molina hit pretty well to right center. And what a play out there by Emil Brown. Boy, that looked like extra bases for Yadier Molina, but Emil Brown makes a terrific play going to his right. 2 out in the inning.
Bobby covers so much ground to get to this ball. Looked like the ball was already on the ground when he's able to backhand it and then make the headlong dive. Emil Brown, look at the focus and the concentration on that ball. First slide out there, keep the glove out in front of you to ease the contact, make sure that ball doesn't bounce out. Boy, what a spectacular play that was.
So 2 outs now in the Cardinal second. Here's Eckstein, who started the ball game with a little flare up the line in right for a leadoff single. Well, a lot of the geographical matchups in the interleague play this weekend. There was a day game today. The White Sox already beat the Cubs.
Look at the Royals playing shallow on the right side against Eckstein. Look how shallow Brown is in right field. Mike's still way off the line at first base.
And right up the middle, 2 for 2 is Eckstein. Well, I tell you, he was a pretty good ingredient on that Angel World Series champion ball club a couple of years ago. He's just one of those guys that finds a way to beat you.
Well, the Angels feel that they upgraded that position, even though they lose a popular player. Tony La Russa knows that he lost a Gold Glover, and Edgar Renteria is now with the enemy. He's with the Boston Red Sox. But he's got a good one in Eckstein. Eckstein was always thought of to be an overachiever. I think now kind of viewed as just a solid, everyday frontline player.
Oh, a base runner at first. Eckstein with 2 out. Here in the top of inning number 2. Walker the batter, and the ball gets away from John Buck. Not very far, but John had a problem locating it, and down to second quickly is Eckstein.
Eckstein, one of those players, he'll get his maximum lead. He's always looking to move up. An aggressive base runner with good speed. But no chance on the play at second base.
An RBI opportunity with 2 outs here for Larry Walker, who doubled in the first inning. He bounces one to Sweeney. Sweeney will bring it back to the bag, and the inning is over. Cardinals got a hit, but no runs. Middle of the second, still 4-0 St. Louis. 4-0 St. Louis. Royals bat in the second. Let's go around the league. Brought to you by Kia Motors. Kia, the power to surprise. Lots of interleague matchups. You mentioned the White Sox already won on the north side. Boston leading Atlanta. Braves and the Diamondbacks and Tigers matched up. As you look at the other, they still look a little different. It's our 9th year of interleague play, but you see those matchups, and you have to think for just a second before it clicks in.
They're still having the Battle of Canada, Washington against Toronto.
Well, in the Battle of Boston, Atlanta and the Red Sox. Batter for the Royals is Matt Diaz, the designated hitter tonight. Then it's Terrence Long and Mark Teahan, so a couple of left-handed batters to follow Diaz here against Mark Mulder. 2-0 to Matt. How about 3-0? Four to nothing St. Louis. John Mabry, a grand slam home run in the first inning. 3-1 now. Diaz in his 10th appearance for the Royals after returning to the big league team.
Was originally scheduled to play left field here tonight. Ken Harvey was in the lineup and not quite ready to go.
What a play by Nunez. And out at first. So 1 gone. That's a great defensive play. Scott Rowland, they think may be the best ever, but this guy's filling in pretty good shape.
Nunez, formerly with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, Jim Leyland, the former manager for the Pirates, was aware of this kid when he was in their organization and said if he is ever available, he is a guy you want to pick up. He's a terrific defender, great guy to have on your ball club. Versatile, you can play him about anywhere, and playing well here at third base tonight. Abraham Nunez.
Now, there has been a little confusion. That is not the Abraham Nunez who was with the Royals for a time last year.
But this is the Abraham Nunez that we saw in interleague play those first couple years when we played the Pirates.
Ball one to Terrence Long. Now swing and a miss at the breaking ball. 1-1 to Royal left fielder. Former teammate matchup right here. Terrence Long and Mulder were together for a period of time with the A's.
And Terrence Long was not in the original starting lineup. Ken Harvey was in, but when Ken got scratched, Long was reinserted. He went out to play left field. Diaz moves to DH. Ken Harvey said he was available to play tonight, really wanted to play, was in the original starting lineup. When Bob Schaefer talked to him and looked at him, he didn't hear the things that he wanted to hear as far as how did he feel to start the game.
Well, the Cardinals throwing up a lot of leather here, aren't they? That looked like a possible base hit, but Eckstein able to pull it down as we take you down on the farm. Brought to you by Hardee's, introducing the Frisco Thick Burger. Without us, some guys would starve. Well, recent high draft picks for the Royals, how are they all doing? Well, they're swinging the bat, aren't they? The low minor leagues, but there are some offensive prospects in the Royals farm system right now, and they've used the last couple of years first-round picks for those two young players. But when will they be here with a big league ball club would be the question, right? Here's Mark Tien, a young prospect with a big league team, a guy the Royals did not draft but got in a trade, as you know. And here's a roller up the line, and Mulder makes the play, and the Royals with some good defense by the St. Louis Cardinals up and down in order in inning number 2. Gets out, grab a pennant Sunday afternoon. Pujols, who was called out on strikes his first time up, rips one into the alley in left center, and Albert has his 13th double of the year, and the Cardinals with their 5th hit of the ball game.
Well, Albert Pujols, simply one of the best players in all of baseball. In the MVP balloting the last 3 seasons, he has finished second, and third in the voting. He is about as steady and consistent as they come. Just plugging that gap in left center field. Eli Morero can't run it down until he gets to the base of the wall.
Well, the Barry Bonds factor is not there this year, so
maybe he gets it done.
Here is Edmonds with a man at second. Nobody out here in the top of the 3rd. Cardinals scored the 4 runs on the grand slam by John Mabry in the 1st. They had a base hit, no runs in the 2nd. Now a leadoff double by Pujols here in the 3rd. Edmonds walked to load the bases in the 1st inning. He'll advance the base runner right here with a grounder to the right side. Well, the Cardinals do that fundamental stuff so very well. Great to have you with us on RSTN tonight. If you'd like to advertise with us, call David Lazo, 504-40-44. Runner at 3rd with 1 gone. And here's the man that delivered the grand slam home run in the 1st inning.
And the Royals are going to pull their infield in tight all the way around. Hope they can get a ground ball from Mabry.
Yeah, he rips a line drive over the glove with Sweeney down into the corner. And it kicks around out there. Mabry at second, and he'll stop right there. It's an RBI double. 5-0 St. Louis. Oh, what a ball game for him already. Home run, a double. 5 runs batted in.
And on 2 pitches. He is a guy that always has liked to hit early in the count. He likes the ball out over the plate. And apparently liking pitches early here tonight. That ball's pretty much in the same place that he hit the home run. Rips it by Sweeney and up into that right field corner.
Pujols scores easily to make it 5-0. Now Mark Grudzielanek will be the batter. And a liner to center. Here comes Morero, and he had to make an adjustment and actually leap a little bit to pull it down for the out. 2nd out of the inning. So now 2 gone. 5-0 Cardinals here in the top of the 3rd. The look in from left field behind Terrence Long. Now with a man at second, 2 gone for Abraham Nunez. We talked about him earlier. Had a great play at 3rd base. Now he bounces one to Mike Sweeney. He flips it over to Grienke for the out. Cardinals strand their 2nd runner, but they score their 5th run. 5-0 St. Louis after 2.5. Middle of the 3rd, the Royals in great clips, looking for youngsters with big voices to yell play ball prior to every Sunday Royals home game. Kids 8 to 13 are eligible to enter at any Kansas City area Great Clips location. Great Clips, great haircuts every time, everywhere. Well, need some runs here. It's just the third inning, but they're down by 5 as John Buck leads off here. Then the top of the order, Baroa and Graffinino. John Buck came to the Royals last year in that mid-season trade with Houston, that you'll recall, with Carlos Beltran, and he came here and appeared against the Cardinals. And he sends one down the line in right, and that's going to be a base hit. And down into the corner for John Buck. And John is going to stop at second. He rounded second, then picked up his third base coach over there. And with the Royals down by 5, John will hang on with his 6th double of the season.
John Buck starting to put some things together. Has 7 RBIs on this homestand. In fact, he's got RBIs in his last 5 consecutive games. Now, the batting average still suffering a little bit. Right around 190 right now. But John Buck starting to make better contact. Starting to hit with runners on base.
Well, rattled around out there for a while. Buck, a 2-base hit. Now the top of the order will come up. The Royals can get on the scoreboard here against Mulder. Baroa showed bunt, but got the bat back. It's ball 1. Angel had his first inning single, but he was soon erased in a double play.
Royals have a little bit of a losing streak going against National League clubs dating back to last year. They lost their last 8 games of interleague play a year ago.
And it's a ball and a strike now to the Kansas City shortstop. Baroa, with his first inning single, extends his current hitting streak to 6 ball games. Royals have been out hit 6-3, but they trail 5-0. Leadoff man at second here with nobody out. 1-1 here to Baroa. Breaking ball dips inside. 2-1 now.
3 pitches to Angel here in this plate appearance. 2 sliders inside part of the plate. The middle pitch, fastball tailing away.
Baroa had a home run in yesterday's victory over the Baltimore Orioles. His 5th for the season.
2 of those have come on this homestand. Remember the inside the Parker last weekend? Sunday afternoon against Tampa Bay.
It's a 3-ball, 1-strike count here to Baroa. See if he gets a pitch to his liking right now. Wind continues to blow in from right field. Ball 4. The Royals have 2 on, nobody out. Great to have you with us tonight. Let's check our RSTN broadcast schedule, brought to you by Oral Wheat Bread and Bread Perfected, available at all 22 Kansas City Hy-Vee stores, exclusive grocer of RSTN. Next telecast tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Sunday, 1 o'clock, the Royals and Redbirds. And Tuesday will be in Arlington, Texas. Jeff Suppan, the former Royal, will be the starting pitcher here on Sunday. Royals have announced their starter on Sunday. Ryan Jensen, a right-hander who was with the team in spring training, will be brought up for that start. Lima pitches tomorrow night against Matt Morris. Now Graffinino will be the hitter. He bounced into a double play in the first inning. Well, the Royals in the Baltimore series had a habit of grabbing the early lead. Maybe here tonight they can battle back in this ball game. If you'd like to see him cash an opportunity like this here in the 3rd inning. 2 on, nobody out. Graffinino the batter with Sweeney to follow. Base hit. And John Buck's going to stop at 3rd. No reason to gamble. Gucci has a good arm out there, and the Royals down by 5. So a double, a walk, and a single. The bases will be loaded with the guy you'd like to have up there, Mike Sweeney.
Yeah, right where you want to be with men on base, with Sweeney and Emil Brown coming up with Eli Marrero, your 3, 4, and 5 hitters. It's tough to mount a big inning against Mark Mulder. He's simply too tough. Doesn't give you many opportunities, so you've got to be able to chip away. Terrific scoring opportunity here, and with the club already down 5-0, you really can't let this one get away. Buck had to let that ball get through the infield. It was in the air. He had to make sure it didn't get picked off, so he gets a little bit of a late break off second base. No chance for him to score. Graffinino, his first hit of the day, now has a 9-game hitting streak and 11 hits during that stretch.
And here's Sweeney. Mike walked in the first inning. 3 career grand slams. And a pretty impressive 400 average. Bases full of Royals with nobody out here in the bottom of the third. John Buck, Angel Baroa, Tony Graffinino, third to first. Sweeney really didn't get a pitch to hit his first time up. And he doesn't get one there either. Ball 1.
The thing about Sweeney, even though he's a power hitter for the Royals, he's still got great knowledge of the strike zone, good contact, good hard, solid contact, and a tough strikeout. Figure he's going to put the ball in play hard somewhere.
And in for a strike. Mike thought that pitch was low, judging by his body language. 1-1 now.
A little too much of everything. Down a little too much and also coming inside part of the plate. Sweeney likes the ball out over to the outer half and then wants to be quick inside if they try to cut one fastball and run it in there.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Royals down by 5, and a ground ball foul runs the count to 1-2 now to Sweeney. Mark Mulder given some early run support tonight by the Redbirds. Zack Grienke gave up the grand slam in the first and a single run in the third. Cardinals 6 hits, the Royals 4. Now Sweeney down in the count here. 2-2. Boy, good eye right there by Sweeney. Mulder had that ball just right where he wanted it.
Mulder looks like he's got really good sinking action on his pitches at the knees here this evening. Sweeney to chase one, but couldn't get him to chase the next one.
Schaefer would like to see a blast here by Sweeney. It's 2-2 now to Michael. And a ground ball. It's fair and up the line. It got by Nunez. Buck scores. Baroa scores. And here comes Graffinino. And he will be in there. Sweeney's at second. He emptied the bases. It's now a 5-3 ball game.
I think that shows some of the strength of Mike Sweeney right there. He does not give in a lot even when he's got 2 strikes against him. He's still a quality hitter. Still going to get a pitch that he can handle. You check out the pitch sequence as Sweeney got to the plate against Mulder. That one just off the plate outside. He didn't want this one right there. Knee-high inside corner. Did chase a bad one there. Not going to chase the next one. Going to force him to throw a strike when that ball's got a whole lot of the plate. Sweeney rips it inside the bag at third.
So it's now a 5-3 game. Sweeney's at second, still nobody out. And the batter is Emil Brown, and he takes a pitch way high for ball 1. That base hit by Sweeney gives him a 14-game hitting streak.
So Sweeney's the big guy. He drives in 3 of them. Now you're back to situational hitting with the guys behind him. Get him over to third base. Still nobody out in the inning. Emil Brown's on a little bit of an RBI run. He had 3 driven home yesterday. This will move him up.
Now, Sweeney moves to third with nobody out. Javier Molina had that ball get by him.
It's kind of crazy. You got to wonder what happened on this. It's a backdoor breaking ball. Molina just simply didn't stay with it long enough, and they might have just torn the webbing out of his glove. Looked down at his leather to see what in the world happened to that. It went to the screen.
It'll be a pass ball charged to the Cardinal catcher. 5-3 St. Louis. The Royals battling back here in the bottom of the third for Bob Schaefer.
Emil Brown should get something to hit right here. 2 balls, no strikes. Sweeney on at third base.
Emil Brown will try to get this other man home from third. 2 balls, no strikes. Now 3-0. Well, Grienke was down early 5-0, seeing his mates get him some runs right now. Eli Marrero's on deck.
Royals scrambling right now. I think you go ahead and give Emil Brown the green light.
Jack's agreeing with you. 3-0 to Emil Brown. Takes it over the outer part of the plate for a strike. Check out
the
that
count
number.
Is the count important
Oh
to him?
my! Well, he's ahead in the count here, 3-1. Royals down by 2 after trailing by 5. Well, that's going to be ball 4. So it's first and third with nobody out. And pretty good discipline right there by Emil Brown. You know he wants to produce against the Cardinals.
Well, he also needs to be patient. Make sure he can get something that can handle. A lot of experience, most of it in the minor leagues. Good plate discipline right there.
Mulder's next delivery will be his 20th pitch this inning, and only 8 of those have been strikes so far. The Royals have 3 hits and a couple of walks, still nobody out. 5-3 St. Louis, and Eli Marrero, who struck out in the first inning, will be up there. Gotta be alive when you're on base with this guy.
Also got to be alive with Molina behind the plate. He doesn't mind throwing behind a base runner either.
I like his big brother, huh? Benji Molina. We'll see him next week. And the pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Sweeney hangs on at third as Yadier Molina was able to block that one.
Among the people that the Cardinals lost, Mike Matheny, former Gold Glove winner. In fact, he had 3 Gold Gloves. He's no longer their catcher. But they go ahead and save a little money, let Matheny go. And still had Molina, who was the backup last year.
But an up-and-coming young player. Now 1-0 the count here to Eli Marrero. And he pulled it down the line, almost picked off his base runner, but it's a foul ball.
Sweeney taking this lead in foul territory, so if he does get hit by the ball, it's nothing but a strike anyhow. If you're in fair territory and that ball hits you, you're out. So, youngsters, if you're taking that lead, that's where you want it to be, right there in foul territory.
It's quite a move there by Mike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Way outside by Mulder.
Mulder has missed with some pitches in this inning, Bob, that he has missed badly, where you really can't build off of that pitch. I always felt one pitch led to another, and especially in the case of a Mark Mulder, who moves it around and changes speed so well. You pitch one side of the plate with one pitch, now you can give it a little different look, a little different speed to the other side, but when you're missing the strike zone by 2 feet, you almost have to start over again.
2-1 pitch. Popped up. Well, there's a manageable play for the Cardinals. Boy, Royals first out of the inning, and they'll get a run out of that deal. That's a disappointment there. Now the pressure will fall on a rookie. With first and third now 1 out, Mulder's got a chance to perhaps get out of this without further damage. Matt Diaz was robbed his first time up on a great play by the third baseman Nunez. A double play by the Cardinals. They've already turned in 1 tonight. They prevent the Royals from adding any more runs here in the third. Royals back in the ball game, 5-3. Mulder got a big harmless pop up there for the first out. Now Diaz with first and third, 1 gone. Oh, there's your double play ball. Out at second and out at first, and that is that. Mulder got just what he wanted out of that situation. But the Royals got the bases loaded double by Mike Sweeney to get back in this ball game. 5-3, Cardinals after 3. Well, the Royals are back in the ball game as you look at the totals. 5-3 St. Louis. The disappointment, Royals had a chance for an even bigger inning.
Well, especially with that runner on third base and nobody out, you really needed 1 more run out of that inning. Now your hopes are that Zack Grienke can keep things together. Right. This is a talented offensive team from St. Louis, and Greinke's got to find a way to keep his club in the game.
How about testing your baseball knowledge? You know what? It's time for our trivia question. And here it is. What organizations did Tony La Russa and Bob Schaefer begin their playing careers? Well, they're different organizations. If you're a longtime Kansas City baseball fan, you might have a pretty good idea.
You'll get one of them.
About one of the two. Here we go to the 4th inning, and now let's see if Zach can keep them off the board. Taguchi will lead off, then Molina, then Eckstein, numbers 8, 9, and then the leadoff man.
Formula for staying in this ball game is get the 8 and 9 hitters. Taguchi on a current 0 for 12 stretch. Molina, the next hitter, 0 for his last 7.
He pulled that one foul. It's 1-2. I remember last year in the interleague series with the Cardinals, Tony La Russa just plugged in the DH in the number 9 spot. He didn't disrupt his normal lineup here tonight. He's giving Walker a chance to DH and still be the number 2 hitter. But last year, remember, he just let the DH be the number 9 guy.
He saw that as an opportunity to get a backup player into the ballgame. He had more of a set lineup a year ago. Frontline guys that he kept in there every day.
That included, of course, Scott Rowland. Well, they've gone to 3-2 here to Taguchi, leading off the top of the 4th. 5-3 Cardinals. St. Louis has out hit the Royals 6-5. Sweeney knocking in all 3 Royals runs. Little flare to right field, and it's a base hit for Taguchi. The Cardinals get their leadoff man on for the 3rd time in 4 innings. But Derek Jeter and the Yankees make their only trip to Kansas City on the next homestand. That 3-game set starts Tuesday, May 31st. And lots of great things planned during the midweek setup, including the I Love KC t-shirt giveaway. That'll be Wednesday, June 1st, courtesy of SBC. So join us for the Royals and the Yankees, May 31st through June 2nd. Yadier Molina, the catcher, would be a good double play candidate if Zack could get a ground ball.
Cardinals nice comfortable lead in their division coming into this weekend series. 6 games. And at Milwaukee, last year they kind of ran away with their division. Had a 13-game lead over the second place ball club Houston. 16 games ahead of the Cubs. As the National League Central lines up, and you talk to the St. Louis people, they say, well, teams out there really struggling in their division. Milwaukee's kind of a surprise. 2 games under 500. But Cubs really haven't put things together. Houston's having trouble scoring runs.
Bouncing ball. They started the runner, so that takes the double play away. And Baroa throws out Molina. So Tony La Russa playing it aggressively. Well, we've got a poll question for you tonight at rstn.tv. We want to know what you think. Voice your opinion in our online poll. It's a great topic for baseball debate. Who's the best overall manager in Major League Baseball? There are some candidates. Maybe you think of somebody else. Maybe Bobby Cox, Tony La Russa. Long tenures, Jack McKeon, and finally got a World Series title. Florida Marlins.
Tony La Russa, 5th all-time winning manager.
Has 1 World Series championship. He's been in 4 World Series as a manager, and 3 of the 4 were sweeps.
88, 89, and 90, and then 2004 with the St. Louis Cardinals. About 9 division titles, 4 managers of the year.
Pretty good run.
Is that a Hall of Fame guy?
Here's Eckstein, who bounces one into the Cardinal dugout. I would be of the opinion the answer would be yes. Bobby Cox, also a candidate. And how do you overlook what Joe Torre has done with the New York Yankees, although he had runs with other ball clubs that were not nearly as successful.
You know, I look at all those managers on the list, and I think for different reasons you could have picked any one of them. I think maybe one of the best things Torre does is keep the waters calm in New York between the owner and the clubhouse. Been a little harder to do this year, but he still gets it
calm in New York. Is that the Hudson River? The East River. 2-1 the count here to Eckstein with a man at second, 1 gone. Little flare on the infield. Sweeney's going to take charge, and for the first time in 3 plate appearances, they've retired Eckstein.
Well, you talk about adjustments that people make. How about Zack right here on the hands? Now, the first 2 hits that Eckstein had were pitches out over the plate, 2 away. Well, had enough of that. Had enough of you taking it to the right field side and up the middle. Gonna go ahead and throw one in on your knuckles and see how you handle that one. A weak pop up to Sweeney.
Well, let's see if they can keep the Cards off the board here in the 4th inning. They'll have to deal with the tough veteran Larry Walker, who's 1 for 2 tonight, a first inning double. Walker, a 3-time National League batting champ in his career, former MVP. He's had a terrific career with Montreal and Colorado, and now 2nd year with the Cardinals.
Walker really had a good postseason for these guys a season ago. In fact, you talk to some other National League players, they say, why in the world did they need Larry Walker? They already had enough offense. before they made the acquisition. Mid-season a year ago.
Ground ball fielded by Graffinino, and they do keep the Cardinals off the board as they worked around the leadoff hit by Taguchi. Still a 2-run St. Louis lead. Zack Grienke and the Royals trail by a couple of runs as the Royals bat in the bottom of the 4th. We owe you an answer on our Aflac trivia question. Aflac! Ask about it at work. What organizations did these two skippers begin major league careers, or playing careers would be more accurate?
I played against Tony La Russa in the minor leagues. He was in Des Moines at the time, AAA club for the Athletics.
Tony with the Kansas City A's organization, actually came to the big league team as a youngster. And then Bob Schaefer, you think of him being connected with the Red Sox organization for many years, but he actually started out in the Cardinal organization. And it'll be Terrence Long to lead off. Tony La Russa and Lou Piniella were together down in Florida as youngsters. Now they're both big league managers and both very successful. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Terrence Long. Terrence will be followed by Mark Teahan and John Buck in this bottom of the 4th inning. 5-3 Cardinals. And he got just a little piece of that one, so he's still up there. Terrence Long lined out to the shortstop Eckstein in the 2nd. Royals have stranded some base runners, so have the Cardinals, and boy, in the hole, Eckstein. What a play! And out at first. Twice now, Eckstein has robbed Terrence Long.
There's been a lot of times that we've looked at David Eckstein and swore he doesn't have a strong enough arm to play shortstop. But watch this headlong dive, how quickly he gets back to his feet. He gets enough on the throw to get a pretty good runner going down that first baseline in Terrence Long. Yeah, if you had any questions about his arm strength, a play like that will answer it for you. Beautiful play by Eckstein.
Oh, one big out here to start the bottom of the 4th. Now it's Mark Teahan. Teahan, who would certainly know of Mulder. Teahan came from the A's organization. Was not a teammate of Mark Mulder with the Oakland club, but in that Oakland farm system, and that ball rocketed into the seats foul behind the 3rd base dugout. I hope everybody's all right down there. Ball got in there very quickly.
That was a little scary right there. Of course, we had the young boy get hit here last week. I believe got Dad. Daughter was sitting next to him. Dad can take a bruise on the upper arm. Now, almost got the girl there in the pink, but Dad there in the striped shirt.
Looks like he'll hang in there. With a ball that hit Javi Lopez the other night in the Baltimore game, and an instant mark of some size. There's a swing and a miss by Teahan. He strikes out. 2 gone in the inning. Well, you can shop KCRoyals.com, remember, for the widest selection of Royals jerseys, caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and other items. Shop KCRoyals.com today for all weekend. Portion of the crowd on hand here at Kauffman Stadium for Game 1 of this series. 2 out, nobody on. It's John Buck who got the Royals' 3-run 3rd inning underway with a leadoff double. John Buck now hitting 196. John Buck has been swinging a pretty good bat, though, the last week or so. 7 runs batted in on the 6 for 16. 1-1 to the KC catcher. Cardinals scored 4 in the 1st on a grand slam home run. They've scored 1 run since then. Royals with 3 in the 3rd. And another base hit for John Buck. Well, twice he's gone to right field here tonight against this talented left-hander.
Well, John Buck was hitting a .163 when the club returned home from that 2-week road trip, and this base hit right here should get him on the high side of 200. Slices it over the head of Albert Pujols at first base. Well, slice it a little bit. He's got a shot at a double, but John Buck 2 for 2 here tonight.
Well, he's a 2-out base runner for Angel Baroa, who has singled and walked and scored one of the Royal runs. And there's strike one. The Royals were down early by 5, but they're working hard here against Mark Mulder. Certainly very much part of the ball game of the Royals, trailing by just 2 here in the 4th inning. And a broken bat ground ball. Nunez has it, and he goes the short way to second for the 3rd out to retire the side. So the Royals strand their 5th runner. On to the 5th. It is 5-3. Hard to 3. And with the play-by-play, here's Paul.
Zack Grienke back out for the 5th inning. He is right down Broadway of that Cardinal lineup with Pujols, Edmonds, and Mabry. Zach still looking for his first win of the season. Came in 0-4. It's still been the most consistent starter the Royals have had. Just inside. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Zach's inning by inning ERA 1 through 3. Middle innings is his best work. 3.60 from the 7th inning on. Now 2 balls and a strike to Pujols. Pujols 1 for 2 tonight. Doubled and scored his last time up. He was caught looking back in the 1st inning. Zach still looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. Back through the box into center field, base hit. Pujols has his 2nd hit of the game.
Well, he is just a hitting machine, isn't he? I mean, the high batting average, the power, the whole package.
Well, look how quickly this ball gets by Zach. Now, this looks like a chopper right back up the middle. That ball is by Zach before he can get his glove up there. Pujols just hits the ball so hard and is so strong. Had that ball into center field before the Royals pitcher could do anything about it. Now here's Jim Edmonds. Talented center fielder, 4th man in the batting order, walked and scored his first time up. Pujols on at first base, doesn't run very much. He has a couple steals this year, but not been caught yet.
Edmonds checked his swing right here. Check out the location of that pitch. Boy, it looked pretty good. Ball 1.
Pretty much straight up all the way around for Edmonds as he takes called strike 1. A ball and a strike now. You talk about Edmonds and the Gold Gloves that he has, but what a good offensive player he is. Big home run last year in the National League Championship Series as a walk-off home run in Game 6. Upstairs with that one, it's 2 balls and a strike. Cardinals finishing up a 9-game road trip. 3 games here this weekend in Kansas City. They wrapped up a series in Philadelphia yesterday afternoon. The 2-1 pitch. Hit on a line to right field. Emil Brown not going to get it, and it's going to get by him and go to the wall. Pujols around 3rd, and they're going to hold him up. Oh, he's going to run through the stop sign. A good throw will get him, but it's cut off by Sweeney. Pujols made the turn at 3rd base. They tried to hold him up, but he ran through the stop sign. So Edmonds will get the RBI. Cardinals lead at 6-3.
Edmonds' first hit of the ball game, and he drives in his 25th run of the season. Ball skipped past the glove of Emil Brown. They got it back in the infield in pretty good shape. Check out Jose Oquendo, the 3rd base coach. Yep. Telling Albert to stop, but he comes in with a run nonetheless as the throw was cut off.
So Edmonds on at 2nd base for John Mabry. He's already had a huge night. 5 RBIs in the ballgame. He is the difference from the Cardinals. And again, he's first ball hitting. First ball hitting with the bases loaded his first time up tonight. And he launched one to right field and hit it up near the water display. First ball hitting his 2nd time up, and he doubled into the right field corner, got another RBI. This is a guy that came into the game with 8 runs driven in. So bouncer to 2nd. That'll get Edmonds over to 3rd. He's there with 1 out. Mabry retired for the first time tonight.
Activity in the Kansas City bullpen with the Cardinals now leading by 3. Hombre Burgos has started to throw out there. The Cardinal 5th inning. Guy hands Johnson, the pitching coach. Bob Schaefer has maybe in a way redefined a lot of the roles in the bullpen right now.
And continues to redefine them. We had seen Burgos late quite a bit recently. A middle inning call here this evening, at least to warm up. Well, the Royals are going to pull their infield in with Grzelcyk, the hitter. Play it tight all the way around behind Grienke. So see if Zack can make a quality pitch at the knees against the St. Louis second baseman. See that ball right on by him. Grzelcyk 0 for 2 tonight. Hit the ball hard his last time up. He lined out to center field. Royals just 1-7 in games that Zack has started this year. City averaging about 1.6 runs of support behind Zack. About half a run a game in the innings in which he stayed in the ballgame.
You have to give the Cardinal front office a lot of credit for plugging some gaps, don't you?
There's the run support that's coming into tonight. Jake Westbrook can't get many runs for Cleveland. How about Roger Clemens with the Astros? He can't buy any runs. Now a ball and 2 strikes on Grzelcyk.
The Cardinals lose Renteria. They lose Womack. They have an excellent veteran double play combination, and then to acquire the likes of Eckstein and Grzelcyk, they just continue right along with a solid veteran shortstop second base combination.
Grzelcyk's been a big leaguer now for 10 years. Career 287 hitter, so he's pretty solid all the way around. In fact, there was some talk he might come to the Royals. That was back in the mid-90s, back in the late 90s. Tony Muser was the manager. There was some talk maybe he would come in here to play second base. Word was he was a good bat, kind of a liability defensively. 2-2 pitch. Stood him up with the fastball. 3-2.
Zack at 92 miles an hour on that pitch.
It's the one he wanted to get by him on the hands. Grzelcyk came in with a 5-game hitting streak. Had 9 hits during that stretch, so he's been a hot bat. 43 now. He's lost 5 points on that average this evening. The breaking ball got him looking. You think that inside fastball didn't have a pretty good effect? And lock him up and put him away with the hook.
Well, Zack has 2 strikeouts in the ball game. Pujols in the first, Grzelcyk here in the 5th, and each time a called 3rd strike.
And each time with men on base. So now let's see if that strikeout can lead to him getting out of the inning as he faces Abraham Nunez. There's a couple ground balls to the right side here this evening. He has swung early both plate appearances. There's that slow curveball. 64 miles an hour from Zack. That'll break down your timing for laying down that bunt. You're already out of the batter's box. Nunez is a speed guy. He'll bunt. He'll hit and run. Another slow curveball. Stays outside. It's 1-1. Lower third of the Cardinal lineup tonight looks coming in to be pretty soft. Nunez was 0 for 9. Taguchi was 0 for 11. Molina 0 for 6. Don't want to give up a run here. Royals already trailing at 6-3. Now 2 balls and a strike. Royals 10-game homestand. They've played 7 games so far. A game over 500. They've won 4 while losing 3. Schaefer keeping a close eye on Grienke. Burgos continues to toss in the Royals bullpen. Grienke working out of the windup with a runner on 3rd base and 2 outs. The strike zone with a curveball there. It's 2-2. Cardinals have really played well on the road this year. In fact, they got the best record in the National League away from their home ballpark. Played 19 games. They've won 13 of them.
Pretty good in their own division, too, aren't they? 16-4.
Yeah, they're wearing everybody out. Did he check in time? He did not. Down on strikes goes Nunez. So Zack able to get a couple strikeouts to get out of the top of the 5th inning. Nunez can't believe the call. The Cardinals add another run, lead it by 3. Cardinals lead the Royals 6-3 as we move on to the bottom of the 5th inning. And check out our pitch count update brought to us this evening by James B. Nutter. When it comes to home loans, James B. Nutter will never throw you a curveball, and you can count on James B. Nutter every time. Well, Zack Greinke's total so far, 75 pitches. 48 of those have been strikes. He's got 3 strikeouts here tonight. Royals bat in the bottom of the 5th. Mulder still in there for the Cardinals. It'll be Tony Graffinino leading things off. Graffinino 1 for 2 tonight. He singled and scored his last time up. Graffinino now with a 9-game hitting streak. He'll be followed by Sweeney and Brown. Mulder looking for his 6th win of the season. Had a 5-game winning streak coming into play tonight. Mulder was the National League Pitcher of the Week the last week of April. Here comes his 2-0. Make it 3 balls and no strikes to Graffinino. Mulder has walked 3 already tonight. Right on through there. It's 3 balls and a strike.
You didn't do it in your career, but how tough would it be to change leagues as Mulder and Tim Hudson have done?
I think it wouldn't be all that difficult once you had 5 or 6 years in the league where you had some confidence. But I think it's when things happen to young players, maybe a year or 2 in the league, I think it has an effect, especially that first time that you're traded.
So not just so much that you go to the other league, just the shock of being traded.
Actually got a little closer to home. He's from the Chicago area. Down and in, ball 4. The Royals get their leadoff man on.
A little programming note for you from RSTN. The Royals Insider airs tomorrow, hosted by Fred White, every Saturday back throughout the season. Check your local listings for the time in your area for our magazine show, The Royals Insider, hosted by Fred.
Bob Schaefer has his leadoff man on for the 3rd time in tonight's ball game.
Well, that is 4 walks given up by Mulder. That's uncharacteristic.
He only had 13 walks all season long coming into play tonight. Here's Sweeney and White. What a rip he had. Fouled it back into the upper deck. Sweeney walked his first time in tonight. Cleared the bases with a double his last time in. Picked up RBIs number 30, 31, and 32. Mike's average at .331. Picked up 5 points already. Well, they're out of the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Again, the foul ball. Sweeney had another big swing. Sweeney extended his hitting streak to 14 straight with that double his last time up. There are the base runners. Put it inside the bag at third base. At that time, it made it a 5-3 game. Now he's down in the count 0-2. And lifts one into left field. If it stays fair, he's got extra bases. It does. And it bounces up into the crowd, a ground rule double. Sweeney's 2nd double of the evening. Graffinino goes to 3rd.
Well, if there are any doubts, and I don't see how there could be, about Sweeney's hitting ability, this is an impressive at bat, isn't it? Down in the count 0-2, and he finds a way to get it down the line. The bad news is it bounced into the seats. Otherwise, the Royals get a run out of this. Oh, what a job by Sweeney.
And that's a pretty good pitcher's pitch right there. Down and in, maybe even out of the strike zone, but one hop into the seats. So the Royals another great scoring opportunity here off Mulder. All 3 of their runs came back in the 3rd inning. Picked up 3 hits in that frame. Mulder walked a pair. Could have gotten more runs, but a double play ball got him out of the inning. And it's high ball 1 to Emil Brown. Brown hasn't been retired yet tonight. He's got a single and a walk. No RBIs tonight, but 8 RBIs on this homestand, including 3 here yesterday against Baltimore. Cardinals play him as a pull hitter in their infield. They're straight up in the outfield. And it's 2 balls, no strikes. Well, they're working the cut fastball in on Emil's hands. And Molina wants to go out and have a word with him. Well, Mom and Dad, we want to tell you about a great promotion here at Kauffman Stadium. It'll come next month. You want to bring the kids out for the Build-A-Bear Workshop. It'll be Sunday, June 5th. The Royals will take on the Rangers that day, and the first 10,000 kids 14 and under get this limited edition Build-A-Bear named KC. The bear was made exclusively for that promotion here at Kauffman Stadium and available only at the K, Sunday, June the 5th. 2 balls, no strikes on Emil Brown. Pitch 80 for Mulder. The strike zone with the fastball. It's 2-1.
Cardinals now have activity in their bullpen behind Mulder, who normally gives you a lot of innings. The southpaw throwing Randy Flores just now started to crank it up.
Yeah, Mulder averages about 7 innings per outing. Strike 2. Well thrown. Knee high inside corner. Emil looking for something out over the plate. Instead got the inside corner pitch.
He checked thinking it was low, but now 2-2.
About the same area, just off the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Emil Brown.
The Royals really need to get some runs here with another scoring position, no out situation. They've stranded 5 so far.
7 hits in the game, the 4 walks given up by Mulder. Here's the payoff. He'll have to do it again. Cardinals swept the Royals here in this ballpark last year. In fact, the Cardinals have won their last 5 games against Kansas City. Again, the 3-2. And that will load the bases.
Well, this will be interesting. Bases are loaded, nobody out. And Mulder really was very careful, it appeared, with Emil Brown. And the next man up, former Cardinal Eli Marrero, has struck out and hit a little soft pop-up on the infield. Now Dave Duncan, the longtime pitching coach for Tony La Russa, goes out to the mound. Now Duncan will occasionally go out with a pitching change, but looks like he's just going to go out and visit, at least at the moment. Here's Flores continuing to throw out in the Cardinal pen. Now it's just a visit. Now this is a big opportunity now for Eli Marrero.
Bob, and this is where you like to have some depth, some hitters that can follow up the heart of your order. Eli Marrero 0 for 2 tonight, now 0 for his last 8. Schaefer checking out his lineup card and also his backup players. Marrero's going to stay in there. Marrero now 2 for 17 on this homestand. There's a look at your base runners. Graffinino at third, Sweeney at second, Emil Brown at first. Marrero, who likes to swing early in the count after the first one, but just got a piece of it. Royals threatened in the first, but denied. They stranded a couple base runners. Went 1, 2, 3 in the second. Scored 3 runs in the third. Threatened again in the fourth. More base runners here in the fifth. That one just off the outside corner. It's a ball and a strike. Right-handers have hit a lot better against Mulder this year than the lefties have. 110 points higher for guys from the right side. Marrero can cash it right here. Infield medium depth for Marrero. The 1-1 pitch. And it gets away at the plate. Graffinino's going to play it safe. Sweeney way off at second base, but Molina cannot react in time.
Wow.
Sweeney was looking at the ball rolling away from Molina and never did check out Graffinino to see that he was holding on at third. Ooh, Sweeney, a sigh of relief right there. Check out Sweeney and Graffinino. Ball gets away at the plate, goes over near the Royals on deck circle. Graffinino doesn't get a good look, a good break. Hey, play it safe. You're down by 3. Look how far off Sweeney is. Of course, Molina looking to home plate when he finally got to the ball. So 2 balls and a strike here. Royals with a chance at a big inning against Mulder. Bases loaded and nobody out. Breeze has pretty much died down. It was blowing in from right center field at the start of the ball game. Marrero, the former Cardinal, on the ground to the shortstop. Stein has it to second for 1, over to first, a double play. The Royals will get a run as Graffinino scores from third, makes it a 6-4 St. Louis lead. So no RBI on the play for Marrero. The double play goes 6-4-3.
The Royals creep a little closer, but boy, what a big play. That another Cardinal double play. And they have really hurt the Royals with the double play ball. They're third of the game now.
Let's see if Matt Diaz can come through with a key base hit. 0 for 2 tonight, and he has one of those double play balls. Swing there, chopped it foul. Diaz 0 for his last 7. But he's also hitting 4 out of his last 6 ball games.
And had everyone moved up on the ball that got away, you've got a different inning. That turned out to be a big play.
If you're Graffinino and don't get a good jump on third base, you did the right thing by holding on. Did not need a base running mistake there. And no balls, 2 strikes on Matt Diaz. Alder has a couple strikeouts here tonight. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. On the ground. Has it. His strong throw across in time, and the Royals gone in the 5th inning. Had the bases loaded with nobody out, and just 1 run out of the deal. Cardinals have led throughout in this one, still lead at 6-4. Royals trying to get back into this one, but still trailing at 6-4 as we move on to the 6th inning. I want to remind you there are still tickets available for tomorrow night's ball game against the Cardinals. First pitch is at 6:10. Also tickets available for the final game of the series here on Sunday afternoon. Tickets start at just $12 and available at kcroyals.com or any of the area Hy-Vee stores, or by calling 1-800-6-ROYALS. Don't forget, kids get a free 1985 World Series commemorative pennant here on Sunday afternoon. Cardinals and the Royals wrap up the 3-game set.
And the Royals go to the bullpen here. As we move to the top of the 6th inning, a young right-hander, Mabry Burgos, will come on in relief of the starter, Zack Grienke. Burgos pitched a couple of days ago, pitched an inning in the Baltimore game. Had a strikeout and a walk. Well, here he is to try to hold the fort against this St. Louis offense.
I want to thank you for watching us here on RSTN tonight. Remember, you can pick up all 162 games over on the radio side and any one of nearly 100 stations around the 6-state network area. Matthews, Ryan Lefevre on hand again tonight. The I-70 showdown. Beautiful night for baseball. 81 degrees here. First pitch. Mabry Burgos has been a late-in reliever in most outings for the Royals. Struggled recently. See what he can do here in the Cardinals' 6th inning. So Taguchi will lead things off. He's the number 8 hitter and left fielder for the Redbirds. 1 for 2 tonight. He had a single his last time up. Burgos, a hard thrower, finds the strike zone with a fastball. So it's Taguchi, Molina, and then back to the top of the order in Eckstein. Taguchi broke an 0 for 12 stretch with his hit his last time up. A ball and a strike. Bob, you were talking about the Cardinals playing so well within their division. They're a whole lot like the White Sox. Off to a good start and playing a lot of games in the Central Division. Knocking off the competitors within their league. Cardinals came in with a 6-game bulge in the National League Central. Tony La Russa's guys led the majors in wins last year, won 105 while losing 57. And they went off in postseason, knocked off the Dodgers, got the Houston Astros before being swept by the Red Sox in the World Series. Broken bat, one hopper to Baroa. From the edge of the outfield grass, he throws out Taguchi. Well, the Royals are wrapping up a 10-game homestand here this weekend. Let's check out their upcoming road trips brought to us by Missouri Tourism. For great Missouri vacation ideas, see us online at visitmo.com. Next road trip will start on Tuesday in Arlington, Texas. 3 games against the Rangers, then on to Los Angeles to play the Angels. 3 games next weekend. Interleague play will continue in June. The next road trip, San Francisco and Arizona. This ball pretty well hit to center field off the bat of Javier Molina, but too deep there to that part of the ballpark. Molina's second out of the inning. He's 0 for 3 tonight.
You checked out the Cardinal interleague schedule. Obviously, they're playing the Royals. They'll host 3-game series in St. Louis against the Boston Red Sox, rematch of the World Series. Then the Yankees will be in for a 3-game series. Then they make road trips to Toronto and Tampa Bay. Now, what does that do for you?
I like their home schedule a lot better than I do their road schedule.
There you are.
You think Busch Stadium will be sold out? Wow. Red Sox pitching just absolutely shut down the Cardinals last fall. Here's David Eckstein. Having a good night. He's 2 for 3 with a run scored.
And what was the biggest surprise? They're both large. Red Sox come back from a 3-0 deficit with the Yankees and win, and then sweep the Cardinals. That's 8 in a row in the ALCS and then the World Series.
Well, the championship series were so dramatic, you thought, well, the World Series will really be a letdown, and I'm sure it was to the Cardinal fans because of the way it turned out, the complete mismatch. But because of the way it worked out, that was really as dramatic as the playoffs were. It was certainly one-sided, but who would have ever guessed that? Cardinals have already led the National League in runs scored throughout the regular season. That's what a hot pitching staff will do to you. 3 balls, no strikes now on Eckstein.
Well, you talk about rematches. They were, remember, shut out in postseason play last year by Jose Lima when he was a member of the Dodgers. They're going to see Lima tomorrow night.
Lima looking for some answers. Love to have the run support tomorrow that he's had his last 3 times out. 4 consecutive wide ones. The Cardinals get a 2-out walk. Talk about coverage here on RSTN. Lima with the start tomorrow night. Starter for the Cardinals is going to be Chris Carpenter. 6 o'clock first pitch tomorrow evening, game 2 of 3 over the weekend against the Redbirds.
High throw over there, but Sweeney able to pull it down. Well, you need an out right here. I tell you, this Eckstein, he is a pest. 3rd time he's been a base runner, and he's made a couple of great plays at short.
Larry Walker stands in. He's 1 for 3 here this evening. Pulled the ball every time up. He pulled a double into the right field corner his first plate appearance. Then he bounced out to Sweeney. He bounced out to Graffinino at second his last time up. Larry Walker, another veteran presence on this Cardinal ball club. Eckstein had a very short lead at first base. No problem getting back. Cardinals don't run as much as some of the other St. Louis teams of the past few years. They rank 12th in the National League in stolen bases. Eckstein has 4 steals, but he's been caught 3 times. It's high ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes on Walker. Guy Hansen on his way to the mound. You got that Cardinal schedule memorized yet? You're really diving into that.
I think their interleague slate's really interesting. I left the Red Sox and the Yankees. Well, here's growing pains with the young pitchers. Here's Burgos. He comes on and gets Taguchi and Molina. Start the inning, then a walk to Eckstein, and now dangerously behind in the count to Larry Walker, and behind him you got Pujols. Royals are within 2 runs as Tony La Russa's team had an early 5-0 lead. Angel Baroa in as part of that conversation with Guy Hansen out to talk to the pitcher.
Well, you talk about growing pains with young players, young pitchers specifically. You don't know what you're going to get inning to inning, and really don't know what you're going to get almost hitter to hitter. Walker knew he was going to get a fastball and just missed it.
Yeah, and it was 97 miles an hour, up in the zone a little bit. Walker's a veteran guy now, 38 years old, but he can still represent quite a threat in that batter's box.
And Bjork's Burgos from Double-A about 3 weeks ago. Long look at the runner. Eckstein running on the pitch, and it's in the air down the left field line, but it'll slice and just barely get into the seats, about 2 rows back. Terrence Long over to have a look. Eckstein had a pretty good lead and a good jump against Burgos. But 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Was really starting to stockpile some power arms out there in that bullpen. Leo Nunez, the winner in yesterday's ball game against Baltimore. Another youngster with a great arm. Mid to upper 90s with him. Same story with Burgos. Of course, the Royals already had Mike McDougal. McDougal had a 1-2-3 ninth inning yesterday. It was about as good a mismatch as you'll see.
Oh, he was super. Closing out that ball game.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 on with 2 outs. New York's Burgos on a relief of Zack Grienke. Stein running again. Another ground ball right side. Graffinino's got it. Cardinals gone in the top of the 6th inning. They strand a base runner. They've stranded a base runner in each of the last 5 innings, but they still managed to score. Mark Mulder has 92 pitches as he gets ready to face the Royals in the bottom of the 6th inning. In our Sonic Slam inning, our contestant tonight is Steve Jeffers from Independence, Missouri. Royals hit a home run in this inning. Steve will pick up $1,200. The Royals hit a grand slam out of the ballpark. Steve wins $25,000 from Sonic and RSGN. So $1,200 on the line. It's been a while since we've given up some money. And the Royals will have the lower third of their order due up against Mark Mulder. This is Terrence Long leading things off. Martin, another left-handed hitter, waits on deck. Then it'll be Royals catcher John Buck. Terrence hitless in 2 trips tonight, but has taken great defense to retire. Great defense provided by David Eckstein, the Cardinal shortstop. Got him on a line drive his first time up. Robbed him of a base hit on a grounder his last time in. But this is routine to right. John Mabry has it. First out of the inning. Terrence now 0 for 3 this evening. Well, be sure and reserve your party space at the all-new Brancato's bullpen. Costs you just $25, and a group of 20 or more will receive a lower-level Field Plaza ticket for the ball game and access to the exclusive VIP tent just outside Kauffman Stadium. Also get a catered meal provided by Brancato's. Phone number to call 816-504-4040. Here's Mark Tien. 0 for 2 tonight. A bouncer to first. Down on strikes his last time up. And came in hitting .262. It hit in 8 of his last 10 ball games. Ball and a strike here. He hasn't looked real comfortable against Mulder. Mulder with that good size out there, and Tien getting a look at him for the first time. He's got a piece of that when he's bailing out on the slider. Down on the count here, a ball and 2 strikes. Cardinals 6 runs, 9 hits. The Royals 4 runs on 7 hits. It's a game 1 of 3 over the weekend. Foul once again. Count holds at 1-2.
You know, Tien has heard a lot about Mulder and has seen him at spring training when he was with the A's, so he's well aware of this guy.
Here comes pitch number 100 of the night for Mulder. Yeah, when you're a young player like Tien coming up, the big leaguers are bigger than life.
Oh, yeah.
With the reputation of all the A's starters with Zito and Hudson and Mulder. You know, a lot of people said we couldn't tell who the ace was of the A's staff. It could have been anybody. I mean, Mulder a few years ago, 21 game winner, was second in the Cy Young Award balloting in the American League. That was 2001. You say, well, he's the ace of the staff. But every one of the A's pitchers said, no, it's Tim Hudson. He was the first one. He's as good as anybody. And regardless of who you thought the best pitcher on their starting rotation was, all the guys that were there thought Tim Hudson was the guy.
He's really a nice fit at Atlanta, certainly. Year to year, though, one of those big 3 would kind of step up and maybe post the better numbers of the trio, but yeah, Hudson was awfully good, but so's this guy.
Here comes the 3-2. Couple hops to Pujols at first. He'll make the play unassisted. 2 up, 2 down in the Royals half of the 6th inning. And Steve Jeffers from Independence, Missouri, down to his last out here in the Sonic Slam inning.
Tony La Russa has bounded out of the third base dugout. He's going to make a pitching change. They've got a right-hander, Brad Thompson, who's been throwing here this half inning for the Cardinals, and he'll be brought in.
So this call to the bullpen brought to you by the Gedney Pickle Company. When you get in a pickle, head to Hy-Vee for a Gedney pickle. They're celebrating their 125th year of selling quality products. Relief help on the way for St. Louis.
John Buck will be the batter. John 2 for 2 tonight, and twice he's gone to right field in the third inning, up the right field line for what was a double down into the corner, and then in the fourth inning, a single to right field. And now he'll face the rookie relief pitcher, Brad Thompson, on in relief of Mark Mulder.
Thompson's a product of the Cardinal farm system, 16th round draft choice in June of 2002. John seeing a right-hander for the first time tonight. Thompson's a sinker slider pitcher. There's a lot of ground balls, about 90 miles an hour. Still just 22 years old. And a ball and 2 strikes on Buck. Thompson getting right after John with the breaking ball.
Thompson debuted on May 8th, got a save in his first major league appearance. First professional save, in fact.
Foul at the plate. Holds it 1-2. So Mark Mulder will go 5 2/3 innings here tonight. Give up 7 base hits. 4 runs. They're all earned. Tony La Russa really likes to work the percentages and the matchups. Like the matchup of Mulder against Buck. Decides to go to a right-hander. Breaking ball missed badly. It's 2-2. Thompson, the only rookie that the Cardinals have on their entire pitching staff. Veterans in their rotation. Only rookie in the pen. And there's a little jam shot to the second baseman. Zolanic has it, and the Royals go up and down in order in the 6th inning. And no money given away today in the Sonic Slam inning. Steve Jeffers from Independence, Missouri will get a couple tickets to a future Royals game and dinner for 2 at Sonic. And you can join the fun by registering our participating Greater Kansas City or St. Joseph Sonic Drive-In. Jeremy Offeld had a simulated ball game here this afternoon, his second one of the week. I have one more bullpen assignment, then out on rehab next week. Check out our game summary brought to us this evening by Kia Motors. Kia, the power to surprise. Well, the Cardinals have led throughout in this one. John Mabry has been a problem. A grand slam came in the first. Mike Sweeney cleared the bases with a double. 14-game hitting streak. Zack Grienke pitched 5 here tonight, charged with 6 earned runs.
Well, here we go to the 7th inning, and Pujols will lead off against Mabry Burgos. This would be an interesting matchup for this young rookie pitcher against Albert Pujols, who is 2 for 3 tonight, single and a double. He was called out on strikes the first inning, facing Zack Grienke, Royal starter. Burgos steps back for a moment. Ball 1 the count here to Pujols.
There isn't anybody on that Cardinal roster wants to get back to the World Series any more than Albert Pujols. No RBIs in the World Series last fall.
In for a strike. Pujols signed a multi-year contract. He's with the Redbirds until 2010, through 2010. How about that?
So is Scott Rowland.
Yep.
Signed up through 2010. Rowland on the disabled list. He's out with a sprained shoulder. Collision at first base a week or so ago. In fact, he might be out till the All-Star break.
Didn't miss by much. 2-1 now. Burgos wanted the call.
Pujols so good at the plate. Big part of it is knowledge of the strike zone. Backup split finger pitch right there.
And now it's 3-1 here to the leadoff man in the top of the 7th. 97 miles an hour on that pitch. Boy, power against power right here. Royals are down by a couple of runs. They've trailed by as many as 5 tonight. Would behoove them to keep the Cardinals off the board here in this 7th inning. 3-2.
Fastball situation. Burgos able to get to that split finger pitch. Pujols looking for something else. Took it. And the count full.
Now 3-2. Albert Pujols. On a rocket past Tien into left field. Has he ever not hit the ball hard?
Well, he's hit it hard 3 times here tonight. For some reason, he's hit a whole lot better on the road this year than he has at home. He's got a .329 average coming into play tonight, but he's about 40 points heavier than that on the road, and not doing anything to hurt those numbers. Going 3 for 4 this evening against Kansas City pitching.
prompts another visit by the pitching coach, Guy Hansen. John Buck also out there. Cardinals get their leadoff man on here in the 7th. Well, you can watch live Major League Baseball games right on your computer. Sign up for MLB.tv exclusively at KCRoyals.com. MLB.tv means live Major League Baseball.
Activity now in the Royals bullpen behind Burgos. Left-hander beginning to toss is Andrew Cisco, another hard thrower.
Well, here's Edman, who has a double, 1 out of 2, plus a walk. Over to first, Albert Pujols scrambling back. Cardinals have turned 3 double plays tonight. Royals would like a chance at one right here. Oh, way high with that express. Again, 97, and John Buck made a good play to flag that one down.
Edmonds has always been a high ball hitter, likes to hit a lot of fly balls, but he's also a hitter that will chase that high fastball, but usually got to get ahead in the count first before you can elevate against him.
1-0. 2-0 now to Edmonds. Working right in the heart of this batting order now.
Talk about guys that are signed up for a long period of time. Edmonds is signed up through next season.
Tony La Russa saw his team score 4 in the first and single runs in the 3rd and the 5th. So they have been pretty good in those odd numbered innings so far, and here we are in the 7th. Now it's 2 balls and a strike to Jim Edmonds. Infield at double play depth. And the 2-1 pitch. 2-2 now. Well, he's pouring on the coals. That was another one at 97 miles an hour, and Edmonds had a pretty good swing, but fouled it back. Edmonds, the only Cardinal batter with an RBI other than John Mabry, who's on deck. Mabry's driven in 5, 4 with a grand slam. Edmonds has 1 run batted in. Got him looking. Changed speeds nicely. 1 gone.
Burgos can overpower hitters with his fastball. Once he establishes that split finger pitch, even better. It's the outside corner right there. He's thrown a couple of those pitches over for strikes. A lot of times he throws the split finger pitch, you end up burying it. Hitters have to chase something out of the zone, but he's finding the strike zone with it here tonight.
Burgos on for his 2nd inning. Remember, he pitched 2 2/3 in that Sunday game at Baltimore a couple of weeks ago. Now Mabry, ground ball, and it's going to bleed on through there for a base hit. Boy, that was the kind of ball they needed, but they needed it within range of an infielder. What a night for the veteran John Mabry. He's 3 for 4. Pujols goes to 3rd.
And once again, swinging on first pitch right here. Guy in the infield has got the best chance of getting this one would have been Sweeney if he didn't have to hold Pujols on at first base. So he's in playing at the cut of the grass. Pujols goes first to 3rd on the base hit through the right side. Cardinals threaten here with runners on the corners in the top of the 7th. Still just 1 out.
So now you really need the double play ball. And Grudzelanic is hitless in 3 at bats. All facing Zack Grienke. Flared foul, strike 1. Mark Grudzelanic has grounded into 3 double plays this year. Grounded out, lined out, and been called out on strikes tonight. Over the top of that breaking ball, strike 2.
Great pitch sequence right there. A 97-mile-an-hour fastball. The Grudzelanic can't catch up with it. And now an 87-mile-an-hour split finger pitch that has him way out in front.
You risk the splitter again with a runner at third.
If you got confidence in your catcher's ability to block it, that's one of the strengths of Buck.
And a ground ball has great double play possibilities. And they get it. The inning is over. The Royals with a twin killing, and the Cardinals leave a runner at third. Still 6-4 St. Louis. Guy Hansen and John Buck discuss a little pitching strategy in the dugout. Burgos right there as well. Well, let the Royals have the top of the order here in the bottom of the seventh. Baroa, Graffinino, and Sweeney, each of whom has extended a hitting streak tonight. And boy, tough hitting luck right there for Baroa. A looping liner headed to right center, but right at Grudzelanic, who has an easy play, one gone.
Royals really where they'd like to be in this ballgame. They're into the middle relief corps of the St. Louis Cardinals. There's some turnover in that bullpen from a season ago. See if the Royals can start to mount some offense against St. Louis here in the seventh inning.
Here's Graffinino. 1 for 2 with a walk. He has scored 2 of the Royal runs. Royals now operating against the rookie relief pitcher Brad Thompson. We'll call strike there over the outside corner.
Cardinals relief corps, a really good one last year. Picked up 57 saves throughout the course of the season. That's a new club record for St. Louis. Brad Thompson not a part of that staff. Steve Klein, one of the dependable relievers that they had. He's no longer with their ball club. He's with the Baltimore Orioles.
And a bouncer to Grudzelanic. And 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the seventh. Well, time for our star of the game, brought to you by Hardee's, introducing the Frisco Thick Burger. Without us, some guys would starve. Mike Sweeney will be the batter for the Royals. He has a couple of doubles, a walk, 3 runs batted in.
Mike Sweeney now with the 14-game hitting streak has 22 hits during that stretch. Talk about a guy having an all-star start to this season. Mike Sweeney would be the guy.
Now a 14-game hitting streak for Mike. And he fouls the first pitch out of play, strike 1. Sweeney now with 32 runs batted in. 13 doubles with the 2 here tonight. And now a .336 average with his 2 hits and 2 official at bats. And he's down 0-2. He was down 2 strikes to Mulder his last time up when he pulled the double down the line in left. His first look here at this rookie right-hander Brad Thompson. And he strikes out, and the inning is over. It's a 1-2-3, bottom of the 7th. Well, it's brushed aside in order. We go to the 8th. The Cardinals still lead 6-4. Out of the bullpen after 2 scoreless innings by Mabry Burgos. Here's the big left-hander now in the top of the 8th.
Third pitcher of the night for the Royals, comes on for the 20th time this year.
And he'll start with number 7 hitter Abraham Nunez, who rifles a foul down the line. This Abraham Nunez, like the Abraham Nunez who played for the Royals last year, a switch hitter. So he goes over to the right side now here against Cisco.
And also out of the Dominican Republic.
And it's a ball and a strike. Nunez will be followed by So Taguchi and then Yadier Molina, the lower third of the Cardinal batting order. And a little flare to left field. Terrence Long can't get there. Nunez, a little looping base hit to start the 8th inning. And the Cardinals once again have their leadoff man on. Cardinals get their leadoff man on. They have a dozen hits in the game.
Speed on the bases. Taguchi handles the bat pretty well. Cardinals might want to play the little game right here. See if they send the base runner in motion. Nunez runs well. Taguchi always a threat to lay down a bunt.
Sixth time in 8 innings they've placed their leadoff man on, but the difference in the game is the 4-run first. John Mabry's grand slam home run. The big blow for the Cardinals. Now here's Taguchi, who can handle the bat pretty well. Cisco will drive the runner back in at first base.
That move to first base, Taguchi might have tipped his hand a little bit. It looked like he was going to shorten on the bat, see if he could lay one down.
Looks like the bunt might still be on. And a pitch out. And
that doesn't make a lot of sense right there to pitch out, because you got Sweeney charging.
Right.
Coming in from first base. They want him to bunt the ball. Put the ball on the ground, try to get the guy at second base.
One ball, no strikes. Taguchi again acting like he's going to bunt. And he does, and it's going to be a dandy. Buck makes a heck of a play to get an out. What a beautiful bunt by Taguchi, and John Buck made as good a play as you could make on a situation like that, but the sacrifice has been completed.
Watch how this ball starts out in foul territory and comes back fair. Unusual. They usually roll towards foul territory, but Buck is the only guy in the neighborhood that's going to be able to make that play. Cisco was going to be late getting there. Sweeney read the ball off of the bat. He knew he had to lay back and cover first. Nunez is in scoring position with one out. Good hustle, good quickness by Buck.
Boy, you don't get to practice that play very often. That was a nice play by John Buck. But now man at second, with Cardinals an opportunity to tack on another run. Their number 9 hitter will be up, and then the top of the order. This is Yadier Molina, the catcher. And the second baseman was slipping in on the bag on that pitch, and it's wide open on the right side, and a great bit of hitting by Molina to shoot it right through there. And the Cardinals get a extra run here in the 8th inning. Well, that's unfortunate for the Royals.
Well, that's another one of those youngster mistakes. How many times do we say once that middle infielder comes to the bag to draw that runner back, to step off, don't deliver the pitch, because the ball might go through where that infielder left? Well, Cisco should have been able to see that. He's a left-hander, so that entire play is in front of it. Tougher for a right-hander to see that second baseman coming in. That's one of those step off, break contact. You got an infielder out of position. Tough break right there, but maybe that's a lesson learned.
But it cost them a run here. It's now 7-4 St. Louis. And here you got to deal with Eckstein, who is 2 for 3 with a walk. St. Louis now with 13 hits. 7-4 the score. Royals will have a couple more chances, but they need to put a halt to this Cardinal scoring. Here comes Guy Hansen out now to visit with Cisco, who could be a little unsettled after that base hit.
Well, you just don't want things to mount against this young guy, and the Cardinals to have a big inning against him. Back up at the top of the order, where the guys are going to be able to handle the bat a little bit. Got to get Cisco back into the strike zone. Guy Hansen likes his pitchers to work in a stand-up, straight-up kind of posture at the start, but Cisco pretty effective. A little more bent over, a little lower three-quarter release point certainly helps him against left-handed hitters, but he gets a good cutting action on his fastball and slider coming from the low three-quarters rather than straight over the top and down that hill.
That's a 2-0 count here on Eckstein. Little 5-7 shortstop takes a strike right there. And a long look at his third base coach, Jose Oquendo.
Well, the thing the Cardinals know is that Eckstein will have it in play. Last year he was one of the 2 toughest strikeouts in the American League. Given the same kind of numbers to the Cardinals this year.
He puts it in play right there, but it hangs up in center field for Eli Marrero to make the catch. So 2 gone in the inning. Those are going going to be down by at least 3 when they come to bat in the bottom of the 8th. A big crowd on hand tonight at Kauffman Stadium for the first game of this series. Well, Larry Walker due up, but they're going to pinch hit. Reggie Sanders will come out and bat for the left-handed hitting Walker. So instead of the lefty-lefty matchup, the veteran Sanders will come out and hit for the even more veteran Larry Walker.
You see what Sanders has done against left-handed pitching. Tony Russo likes to play the percentages. He likes numbers. He likes matchups. Sanders is one of those players that kind of quietly goes along in his career. He's been in the playoffs 4 of the last 5 seasons.
Well, he's been with a lot of ball clubs, but he's been pretty productive offensively. He's hit a lot of home runs last year in St. Louis, 22 home runs. And now in his second year with the Cardinals, so that stopped a run of changing ball clubs every year for a while for Sanders. 1-0 the count. 2-0 now. Well, you really would want Cisco to get Sanders. If you're a Royals fan, Albert Pujols lurks on deck. You don't want Pujols up there with an opportunity against this big lefty. Nobody throwing at the moment in the Kansas City bullpen.
Both those two guys, real good fastball hitters. Bat speed that Reggie Sanders still possesses. Now he's got a big swing with a lot of holes into it, but Cisco not the kind of guy who's going to move around a lot and pitch to spots. He just wants to cut loose a good fastball or a hard slider on every pitch.
Broken bat ground ball. Graffinino will throw him out and the inning is over. So good job by Cisco to saw off the bat in the hands of Sanders. Cardinals add a run. It's 7-4 Cardinals. Emil Brown will lead off the bottom of the 8th. Time for our Midwest Ford dealers play of the game. It involves Emil Brown out in right field back in the top of the 2nd inning.
Boy, runs this one down, headed towards the gap in right center. Looks like the ball's by him and on the ground when he leaves his feet to haul it down. Took extra bases away from Yadier Molina.
Terrific defensive play there by Emil Brown. Well, let's see if he can start this Royal offense. The Cardinals will stay with rookie reliever Brad Thompson.
And why not stay with him? He's faced 4 batters. He's retired all 4. In fact, Royals haven't hit the ball out of the infield against him. Right-hand hitters due up in this inning.
Brown, Marrero, and Diaz. And Emil takes a strike. 1 for 1 is Emil Brown. He's walked 2 times. And each time he walked, he was erased in a double play. And he belts one to left center field, and it is in there, and it rolls by Taguchi to the wall. Emil Brown into second base to start the bottom of the 8th inning. Emil Brown continues to swing the bat pretty well. Royals get their leadoff man on. Royals need some runs. They're down by 3.
Hit the ball hard somewhere and take your chances. Thompson leaves a slider out over the plate, and Emil able to turn on it. Taguchi didn't look very good on this one. Could have maybe laid back to play it on a hop. Try to make the shoestring catch. Instead, it goes for a double.
So the 5th double of the year for Emil Brown, and now Eli Marrero, who's had a tough night up there right now. Eli has struck out, popped up softly on the infield, and hit into a double play.
Thompson's done a nice job in this appearance tonight, changing speeds on that breaking ball. Pulled the string on that last one, had Marrero way out in front of it.
And back to the pitcher. And Marrero, nothing for 4 now. And the base runner, Brown, has to stay put at second base. In fact, had to hustle to get back. Royals have left 6 runners on. That's a fairly significant number, but then you mix in the 3 Cardinal double plays. They've had quite a few base runners. Manager Bob Schaefer now, a rookie matchup here. Matt Diaz to bat against Brad Thompson. Third baseman Nunez was playing even with the bag right there. He took a ball after shortening his zip to bunt.
Albert Pujols playing deep and way off the line at first base. Still hasn't moved a muscle. Trying to come in, play a little tighter. I don't think the Cardinals are buying it that Diaz is going to try to lay down a bunt.
7-4 St. Louis. Cardinals have out hit the Royals 13-8. There wasn't bunting there. It's a foul ball, 1-1. Left-handed batter due up next, Terrence Long, and the Cardinals have a lefty throwing out of the bullpen again.
That's where you get hurt a little bit with Ken Harvey coming into the ballgame, because you got back-to-back left-handed hitters in Long and Tian.
Right. There's Ken Harvey watching from the dugout.
Schaefer did say that Harvey would be available for this game.
Check swing, foul ball. Now it's 1-2.
And a great chance that Ken will be in the starting lineup tomorrow.
Pitching matchup tomorrow night, Jose Lima and the veteran Matt Morris, who's 3-0. And Sunday, Ryan Jensen slated to come up for the Royals to pitch against former Royal Jeff Suppan. Strike 3 on a big swing, and 2 gone in the inning. Second strikeout for Brad Thompson since he's been in, and now here comes La Russa to call for the left-hander. And that is the lefty Randy Flores, who will be brought into the ball game. So this call to the bullpen is brought to you by Brancato's Bullpen. Call 816-504-4040 for information on the new Brancato's Bullpen at Kauffman Stadium.
Tony La Russa continues to play percentages and look for matchups. So with that in mind, he comes with a left-handed pitcher to face a left-handed hitter, Terrence Long. This is Randy Flores coming on for the 16th time this year. 1 win, 1 loss, 4.80 earned run average. Done a good job against inherited runners. Not overpowering. Fastball, slider, high 80s with his velocity, but you can see by the strikeout to walk ratio right there, he throws a lot of strikes.
Well, the Royals would really like to get something here in the 8th. Of course, they have one of the better closers in Jason Isringhausen, who would be available for the 9th. But you need a 2-out hit right here. And a breaking ball bends in for a strike to Terrence Long, who's nothing for 3 tonight. Like the 2 left-handed batters, Long and Tian, collective 0 for 6. Of course, started the game against Mark Mulder. Now it's 0-2 here to Long. 7-4 St. Louis. Cardinals got a grand slam home run in the very first inning and have led all the way. Zack Grienke was the starter. Grienke tonight went 5 innings. Now the 0-2 to Terrence Long. And a little flare. It's going to be a base hit. Here comes Emil Brown. Now they stop him at third. And Jim Edmonds running in on that ball had a lot of momentum headed to the infield. So Luis Silverio stops Emil Brown at third, and Terrence Long has a base hit. And the Royals have 2 on and 2 out.
Bob, and a good point right there. The way Edmonds charges this ball really encourages Luis Silverio to hold up that lead base runner, Emil Brown. Emil Brown thought he was going to score on that single. Picked up his third base coach as he came around third base. Edmonds charging hard, strong, accurate arm, getting late in the game. The Royals trailing by 3. You cannot afford to lose base runners at this stage of the game.
Now you got the rookie third baseman in for the Royals. 0 for 3 tonight, Mark Tian. Right through there, strike 1.
Looks like they want to set up inside on Tian to try to keep him from diving and getting out over the plate to take a ball the opposite way, pretty much like the way Terrence Long went after that pitch down and away from him. Now Schaefer stays with the left-handed hitters against Flores.
And now 0-2. Boy, that's baseball. La Russa makes the move to go the lefty-lefty matchup, and Long gets down in the count. Manages to flip it into short left center for a base hit. But now Tian in a big hole here. No balls, 2 strikes.
Now you could think possible pinch hit right here with McEwing to go in and play third base, but then LaRussa would probably counter with a right-handed pitcher, and is that the matchup that you'd want? Royals want to continue to develop their young players, and in fact, the Tian's probably not going to get overpowered by the velocity of Flores. Go ahead and let him hit. Flores probably going to try to pitch him away anyhow.
Throw to first, but Terrence Long not that far off the bag, gets back easily. Ian has 7 runs batted in on the year. Watch Molina, the catcher.
Want the breaking ball down.
And a ground ball to Eckstein. Second, the wild throw. A run is in. And the ball rolling down the right field line. Here comes Terrence Long. He's in there. A wild throw by Eckstein. And the Royals score a couple. And the tying run is at second base now with 2 out.
Bob, this ball is not hit sharply, but I think we're going to see Eckstein as he goes for it is going to bobble it on the exchange from the glove to his throwing hand. Let's have a look. See if he doesn't bobble it right there. Never did get a good grip on it. Got underneath the ball and pushed it over the second baseman's head. Grzelcyk, no chance to make that play. Timing on the play broke down. Crucial error for the Cardinals. Leaves the door wide open for the Royals.
And with John Buck due up now, LaRussa will go to the bullpen again. When Long scored all the way from first base. Tian ends up at second. He carries the potential tying run. The error is charged to the shortstop, and here comes the new pitcher, right-hander Al Reyes, in from the bullpen. A veteran. We've got a 1-run ball game here in the.
Royals would love to get another run right here to tie this ball game. That would get Zack Grienke off the hook. He would still be the pitcher of record if this score stands. Al Reyes is the new Cardinal pitcher. He is their 4th pitcher of the evening. Comes on for the 20th time. A third of the inherited runners have scored against him. He was brought in to face the right-handed hitter John Buck. And Bob Schaefer's going to make a little bit of a move right here. He's going to pinch hit David DeJesus. Duncan, their pitching coach, is going to go out and have a talk with both Molina and Reyes to go over their scouting report and what they want to do with David DeJesus. Dave Duncan, the pitching coach of the Cardinals, to have a visit with his battery. That's Julian Taveras just beginning to warm up in the Cardinal bullpen. He's one of their top setup guys. Here's David DeJesus, held out of a ball game because of a bone bruise on his foot.
Well, it's a new role for David. He has not served as a pinch hitter. He's been the everyday center fielder. Well, he got the potential tying run at second with 2 out.
Now, Bob Schaefer says sometimes I play the percentages, sometimes I might go against the book. John Buck already 2 for 3 here tonight. Didn't have a good feel about this matchup with John Buck. He'll try DeJesus.
And a called strike from Al Reyes, the 4th Cardinal pitcher. Their starter, Mulder, went 5 2/3. Thompson, the rookie, looked sharp. Then Flores faced 2 batters, a base hit and an error. 7-6 ball game here in the bottom of the 8th. Strike 1 the count here to David DeJesus. And was he hit? He was. Boy, he's playing on a bad foot. Now he got hit in the hand or the wrist area. Well, 2 on with 2 out now, and the top of the order will be up there.
Bob Schaefer scouring his lineup card, looking for options the rest of the way. Molina comes inside. DeJesus tries to spin out of the way. Might have got him on the back of the upper arm, maybe just above the elbows. He tried to spin out of the way, but got out too late.
Yeah, it did. It hit him right on the elbow. I thought the way it reacting, it had been down closer to the wrist, but it is the elbow. Boy, that could hurt like heck for a while. Now here's Baroa, 2 on, 2 out. 1-run Cardinal lead. Ball 1. Angel Baroa tonight is 1 for 3 with a walk. He has extended his current hitting streak to 6 games. He homered here yesterday against Baltimore.
Now has a 6-game hitting streak. He's responded pretty well when Schaefer put him in as the leadoff hitter. Royals fans on their feet. A little Royals chant going.
The 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes.
And Reyes just missed with a couple breaking balls. So if you're on El Baroa right here, I think you discount that pitch and look for his fastball.
Reyes, a 35-year-old veteran. 7-6, St. Louis still leading here in the bottom of the 8th. The 2-0 offering. Ooh, a call strike on a pitch over the outside corner, right at the knees.
Quality pitch by Reyes right there. Mentioned his stuff. Repertoire fastball, slider, straight changeup. Did not give in. He threaded the outside edge. Sinking action on the pitch.
Couldn't be in a much better spot, could it?
And that's good discipline by Baroa right there. You really didn't need to go get that pitch. Take a chance you'll see a better one.
And he pulls one foul down the line. Boy, that would have been a possibility, although Nunez playing over near the line. 2-2 now.
Baroa saw breaking pitches to open this plate appearance. Reyes missed with both of them. Got the fastballs over to even the count at 2-2. So if he started with the breaking ball, he probably wants to finish with it. Wood in the Royals bullpen expect him to pitch the 9th if the Royals could somehow get this lead.
Tying run would be at second. The go-ahead run at first. There are 2 outs. 2-2 count on Angel Baroa. Now Molina is going to go visit with his 35-year-old right-hander, Al Reyes.
Reyes has more experience than his young catcher. Molina was in the big leagues all of last year. Schaefer going over possibilities, what the matchups might be. Reyes has been in the big leagues the last 5.5 seasons, so he has more experience than what Molina has.
Royals need a gapper here. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Baroa. And a little flare on the infield. Easy play at third. The inning is over. A little foul pop-up caught by Nunez. But the Royals get a couple of runs on the board. They're within 1 as we go to the inning coming up. 7-6 Cardinals. Time for our Stat Track, sponsored by your local Toyota dealers. Check out any of Toyota's 17 models at buyatoyota.com. Albert Pujols will lead off here against Andrew Cisco. And look at his career numbers at Kauffman Stadium. And the on-deck hitter, John Mabry, who has a big night tonight, a grand slam homer, a double, and a single. So each of these guys with big ball games. Mabry actually the 3rd batter due up this inning.
Albert Pujols was held down the first 2 games of the series here last year, but lit it up in the final game of the series. Off to a good start here this evening.
And he takes a strike. You think Pujols is excited about seeing this big left-hander out here? We'll see how it works out.
I think he's excited about playing the game every day.
Oh,
what a
yeah.
great work ethic he's got.
Going hard, but high and inside, 94 miles an hour. Cisco pitched in the 8th inning. Gave up a run, a couple of hits.
Got a new catcher into the ball game. Castillo catching this inning. John Buck caught the last inning for Cisco. Castillo does a nice job of handling the pitching staff right there. Signal there to the front shoulder. Hey, keep that front shoulder down. You got to drive it right at me. Come down that mound. It's down in the strike zone.
2 balls and a strike. Pujols pops it up out of play. Strike 2. Andrew Cisco, the 3rd Royals pitcher. Grienke went 5. Burgos gave him a couple of innings. Now Cisco on for his 2nd inning of work. Pujols rips one well foul. Up into the seats, and so much for that bat. He'll get another one. Royals with a couple of runs in the bottom of the 8th have climbed back within 1. They trailed all night long, beginning with the very first inning when they were down immediately by 4 runs. And Zack Grienke gave up All 6 of the first 6 Cardinal runs. There's another long blast by Pujols. Well foul. Grienke gave up 6 runs. Cisco surrendered the other one. It's 7-6 Cardinals here in the 9th. Again, a 2-2 pitch to the Fort Osage High School product, Albert Pujols. And fouled back this direction. And out of play. Still 2-2. Pujols, does he look determined? Did he square that jaw when he's in there? My goodness.
Well, he centers the bat on the plate and finds the ball in the sweet spot. That's the most impressive thing that he does. Whether the pitch is outer part of the plate, inside part of the plate. Got pretty good leverage.
Ooh. Still 2-2. Duel continues here between the big left-hander and the big slugger.
This ball down and out over the plate. Pujols had a terrific swing. Might have hurt himself a little bit. Might have hurt his thumb on his lower hand right there. The reaction kind of flinches a little bit, holding that hand behind him.
Barely missed. Castillo set up outside. It's 3-2 now to Pujols. He struck out. He was called out on strikes his first time up tonight. Since then, 3 well struck base hits. If he were a golfer, you'd say he's a good ball striker. I mean, he really,
as Harmon Killebrew used to say, he hits a nice ball.
It sounds good. 3-2 here to Albert Pujols. Barely got a piece of it. Again, it might have stung his hand a little bit.
Well, Pujols getting his first look at Andrew Cisco, but the 11th pitch, he's seen everything that Cisco has, so now becomes a pretty good battle. Really like the way Cisco is challenged here this evening.
You bet. Try him again here, 3-2. And a little fly ball. Can anybody get there? Baroa on the way. He's got it. And they retire Pujols for the first time since the first inning. Now you can keep up to date on the latest Royals news at KCRoyals.com. Royals merchandise, game tickets, highlights, and more 24 hours a day. Just log on to KCRoyals.com. And you can also sign up for the Royals Report, the official e-newsletter of the Royals. Well, that was quite a battle there. Young Andrew Cisco against Albert Pujols. One gone here in the top of the 9th. Here is Jim Edmonds against the left-hander. Ball 1. Edmonds has a double in 3 official at-bats. He's also walked. 7-6 Cardinals here in the 9th. Strike 1. The Royals in the bottom of the 9th. The due-up hitters would be Graffinino, Mike Sweeney, and Emil Brown.
Right where you want to be in your batting order. You want to be trailing by no more than 1.
Big swing, foul ball, 1-2.
With Edmonds' style, it's going to be tough for him to get to the outside corner against a pitcher like Cisco. He's going to be a lot better out over the plate or on the inner half than he will be on pitches away. So let's see if they will set up on the outside corner here, see if they can get a strike.
1 out, nobody on, top of the 9th. A fly ball sliced to left field. Long run, Terrence Long, and he runs out of room. It's a foul ball.
Wind not doing the Royals any favor right there. It's kind of picking up again, coming in from right center field, so that ball down to the left field corner will slice a little bit more. The wind might have made a difference. Looked like that ball was originally going to stay in play. Terrence Long drifting on it as the wind pushed it towards the seats. Well, that last pitch to the inside part of the plate, Edmonds has seen a couple of them there right now. Let's see if this time they go back to the outside part.
Time is called. Meanwhile, activity in the Cardinal bullpen once again as you look ahead to the bottom of the 9th. Yep, it's Isringhausen, their fine closer, who just recently back from the disabled list. 2-2 to Edmonds.
The slider from Cisco right there, just getting off the plate outside. Cisco doesn't do a lot of changing speeds. Primarily a two-pitch guy. Fastball and a hard slider.
A big groan from the Royals fans. It's now 3-2. Yankees beat the Mets tonight 5-2. Shea Stadium. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string and gets a strikeout. 2 gone in the top of the 9th.
Pretty good feel right there for Cisco. He had already thrown the hard slider to Edmonds. Did pull the string on this one a little bit and able to get it over for a swinging strike.
So 2 out here in the Cardinal 9th. And the guy that's had the big night for the Cardinals, John Mabry, grand slam homer, his first in his career, came in the first inning, then a double and a single. 5 runs batted in. And not much of a swing right there against the 6'9" left-hander. 1-1.
Mabry thought this pitch was going to go out over the plate, and it ended up a tailing fastball. That's why a little second thought there on the swing.
Missed away. Wow. Close. 2 balls and a strike.
And that's a pitch you want. Castillo set up on the outside corner. You want to deliver this pitch right in the middle of his body. Well, missed just a little bit. That's a great equalizer right there when you can get the slider over when you're behind in the count.
Mabry, who's had a big night, doesn't look all that comfortable against this left-hander.
Yeah, he doesn't act like he's seen a whole lot of left-handed pitching.
Got him looking. The inning is over. 1-2-3 for the Cardinals. Royals need a run. Tony Graffinino will lead off. Let's see if he can get on there. Sweeney's had a couple of doubles tonight. He'll be the second batter up. And then it'll be Emil Brown, who has a single and a double. It's not over yet. This is the Cardinal closer, Jason Isringhausen, on to pitch the bottom of the 9th inning. 13 games to be his 14th appearance. Isringhausen comes on here to work for the Cardinals. He has 9 saves on his ledger.
And 2 of those have come since he came off the disabled list that last week.
Tony Graffinino, lifetime against Isringhausen, 2 out of 5. One of the hits a double. And the threesome due up, 4 for 8 collectively. Graffinino, Sweeney, and Emil Brown. 7-6 Cardinals, bottom of the 9th. And Isringhausen on to try to close it out. And he throws a strike. Isringhausen, been around a little while now, 32 years old, the Mets and the A's before coming to St. Louis back in 02.
And the league hitting just 135 against Isringhausen this year. Pretty well balanced, even lefties and righties, so it doesn't make a whole lot of difference to him. Knee buckling curve ball right there, thrown for a strike. Also has a fastball, usually into the mid-90s with his velocity. Tony La Russa makes this call right here. It's usually lights out for the Cardinals. Hope not tonight.
Ground ball. It's a fair ball. Graffinino, save! Well, look at that stretch by Pujols, but check out the hustle by Graffinino to beat out an infield single.
Now, this is a great major league play right here. How about the effort of Nunez at third? Look how far he is off the line. Into foul territory, and from the grass, he plants and throws. The stretch by Pujols, as you mentioned, Graffinino beats it by about a half a step. That's about as good as it gets right there. Take extra bases away with the Nunez glove work, and still make it a close play at first base. Pujols, terrific flexibility. Look at him get out on the stretch and dig it out of the dirt. Maybe a little bit lucky on the pick right there, but got to the short hop. Safe at first. Now how do the Royals play it? Sweeney's the hitter.
Sweeney 2 doubles today. How about a ground ball to short? Well, the last thing you wanted, and the 4th double play of this ball game for St. Louis. Well, the Royals got a big break on the infield hit, but then 1 pitch later, a double play. Now 2 out, nobody on. 4 Cardinal double plays tonight. Now the Royals down to their last out, still trailing by a run. You need the long ball. Isringhausen has not given up a home run this year. Matt Stairs has come out on deck, but Emil has to get on to get Stairs up there, and there's foul ball, strike one.
Isringhausen has what they call that closer's mentality. He's aggressive, he's tough, he'll challenge hitters. He's had some injury problems. You mentioned just off the disabled list, he was out with an oblique injury. He had hip surgery in November last year, was able to come back from that.
And it's 0-2 now to Emil Brown. So now the Cardinals one strike away from winning the first game of this series. Boy, what a tenacious effort by the Royals to try to battle back in this thing. They were down 5-0. Made it 5-3, and 6-4, and 7-6, but they've never caught up. 0-2 to Emil Brown. Barely missed as Molina set up on the outer part of the plate.
Terrific command right there by Isringhausen. Molina called for that pitch just off the plate, down and away. Isringhausen was able to deliver it.
And a call, strike three, and the game is over. Pitch ruled over the outside corner, and the Cardinals escape with a 7-6 victory over the Royals. Big double plays for St. Louis tonight, really the difference. Line score in total 7-6. The Cardinals hang on and win the first game of this three-game interleague series. Royals were in a big hole early in this ball game, tried to catch up all night long, got within a run, couldn't quite do it. 4 big Cardinal double plays tonight.
It was not the kind of ball game that we expected. Mulder going against Grienke. Zach likely gave up 6 runs. We don't see that very often. And Mulder, he had 5 walks here tonight. I mean, when was the last time he walked 5 guys in one ball game? He only had 13 walks all season long. So it wasn't the kind of ball game that we thought we'd see, but a one-run ball game at the end. That is not a huge surprise.
Well, a spirited ball game and a crowd of over 31,500, 31,513 the announced paid attendance here, and it's game 1 of what will be 3, and the next one coming up tomorrow night, and what will be our next telecast here on RSTN. 6 o'clock for our telecast tomorrow. It'll be Jose Lima against Cardinal right-hander Matt Morris. Royal Insider tomorrow here on RSTN. Check your local listings for the time in your area. And the wrap-up game of this series will be a 1:10 start on Sunday. Former Royal Jeff Suppan for the Cardinals, and Ryan Jensen will be promoted from Omaha, and he'll be the starting pitcher for the Royals on Sunday. 7-6, the final score here tonight. The Cardinals win it as Isringhausen closes out the Royals the bottom of the 9th. For Paul Spudorf, this is Bob Davis. Thanks to our crew here at Kauffman Stadium. 7-6, the Cardinals win it. We'll see you here tomorrow night with Game 2.